whenever you want to do it.
I should just do it whenever I want to do it.
Just do it whenever you want to do it.
Just do it.
It still says Eric the
Dead.
Somebody needs to update that.
Remake that. Hey guys, I should probably remake the intro.
Yeah, because Eric the Dead was banished from DNA programming.
Fuck. Yep.
Booted right
He's
out.
gone. He's gone.
Yep.
And so is the year 1995. It's gone. We'll never get it back. But we're going to bring it back in memory tonight.
What did you say?
What?
So we're going to grasp at it. He said, it's gone. We can't get it back. But we're going to get it back.
It's coming back because we're bringing it back like it's 95.
Seems a little hypocritical.
Hip
That's
hop.
not- I don't think that's the one.
Hippocratical, you know?
Hip hop.
Hippocratical oath?
You're
I think
hypocritical.
that's the one.
Okay.
It's close enough.
If you didn't know, this is the weekly dosage. DNA's elite program every single week here with all of us.
What'd you call it?
Elite program.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought you said. But I feel like there should be like a 90s term for... Is there a 90s term for elite?
Heap.
Is that just like a really weird way to say hip?
Have you never seen Big Daddy?
Actually, no.
Heap hop.
Thank you. At least you
Have you
did
ever
it
seen
this
Big
time. Okay, let's single you out now. Why have you never seen that?
Adam Sandler's dumb.
Whoa.
It-
Whoa.
That movie is good because of everybody else.
I actually don't even know who else is in it, if I'm being honest with you.
It's a Happy Gilmore film.
Yeah.
So it's
Do you have
all the
Was
same
it
people.
Happy Madison?
Happy
Happy
Madison.
Madison.
Yeah. No, back then, his movies were decent. Okay.
No, okay, so real talk. There's nothing against the movie. Like, it just came and went at a point when I was seeing no movies at all.
That was Hook for me!
Oh, come on! You guys are not seeing things.
We already knew I've never seen Hook. We already
Look
talked
at
about this.
Robin Williams. Are you really trying to put Robin Williams and Adam Sandler in the same class?
I didn't.
No, I'm talking to him.
Oh.
A movie's a movie.
Yeah, and an actor's an actor. So you're saying Robin Williams and Adam Sandler are interchangeable. They're both as good.
One's still with us, one's not.
And a kiss is just a kiss.
I'm just saying. No, every kiss begins with K.
Well, this show's over. Good night, everybody.
Well, that's Jared.
It is Weekly Dosage, episode 45.
Wait, did you just do the... Oh.
You
The
thought you
way,
went...
the way your hand was, the camera was covering up where your thumb would be, so I thought you were like this.
Doing gang signs?
No. When your hand was
Oh.
the other way, the camera was covering up where your thumb would be. Other way. Flip it. So the camera was right there, in my view. So it looked like you were putting up 5 fingers just...
Oh.
5-finger death punch. Boom. So,
Band's trash. You're trash.
no.
Actually, they're not that.
Getting hostile this episode.
So this is the Weekly Dosage. This is our ongoing series.
What the fuck are you bitches back?
Whoa. Shots fired.
That was
Holy
from,
cow.
hold on, that was a quote from a movie.
If you're
Was
gonna
that from
kill
Big Daddy?
him,
No, it
at
was
least
Big Daddy.
let me get out of frame.
I love
That
how you
was-
say that like it's a quote from a movie. Like,
It was.
Okay. Like,
It-
do you also
Jay and
say
Silent
the
Bob,
N-word
sure.
when you're singing radio songs? Because
Well,
it's
yeah.
also not okay.
What do you mean?
Not okay.
What do you mean? What am I supposed to say when
Nothing.
when NWA comes on?
Literally.
Okay? What are you supposed to
What was
say?
that movie with Chris Rock?
Just do the awkward stuff where you're like,
I'm in my car by
oh
myself.
my god, I hate you.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
No? What did you say?
It was the movie with Chris Rock where he dies and he gets like reincarnated into the fat senator dude. And he's at the
Oh.
sandwich shop with the girl that he's sweet for, and he's singing the song, and all the black guys are like, "What'd you just say?"
I know what you're talking about because I think
What is
the
that movie called?
I don't know, but I think the front of the cover was him with like a halo above his head.
Yeah, because he died.
Yeah.
Comedian.
I have it. It's in my head.
Let's move on, and I'll look it up, and I will come back. to it.
Saved. No, actually, that's got Jenna Malone.
So-
Mandy Moore and Jenna Malone.
We have a series that we've been doing since 1990. No, not since the year
You've been
1990.
doing this
But we've been doing
for
a
32
series
years.
regarding
28 years. That would be funnier if I legitimately meant to say 32 years.
You did though.
I know I said it.
Oh,
I didn't mean to say it.
Who taught you math?
Who taught you, man?
Words did.
Oh, that movie's so
But
good.
this
I'll watch it
is
again.
the show, all the good culture, because we're going to talk about some good things. Some.
Good thing, bang. I was trying to figure out what it
Kiss,
was.
kiss, bang, bang.
Good movie.
So the year
We're gonna
is.
have culture of our own. While we talk about the culture
Where is
that
it?
was.
It's over there.
Where?
Over there in the corner. Under
Right
you.
here.
Under you.
Under me?
Under you.
Under you?
Under Rue. 1995. Let's talk about it because there's
Okay.
a lot to get to.
We got 5 years. What's up, babies?
So yeah, we're halfway through the
Are you guys
90s.
watching stuff over there?
Yeah,
No.
nobody's chatting.
That's 3. We have 2 people. Are you watching on yours?
No.
Rob, are you watching on yours?
I'm not.
Okay, so we have 2 people that aren't us.
Yay!
So welcome, viewers. This is our weekly show. We get together, but let's talk about the stuff we're going to talk about. Shall we talk about?
Yep. Yes.
Let's talk about some births that took place because some people were doing things with each other. Hey, everybody!
I was just making sure. It was
Oh,
actually
it's
working.
you.
Oh. Hey, everybody.
I wanted to make sure we weren't running into the situation before Eric had with the.
No,
cooking
nobody.
show, where
Everyone's
people
just
were chatting
silent.
and
They're
you
probably
couldn't
tuning
see
in
it.
like, this isn't Cooking with Rabbit. This isn't Nah. What are you guys doing?
This is a bunch of
Hey!
nerds.
Because they don't watch me cook. Nobody does.
Yikes! Who said hey? I can't see that far.
It's Raven Knight.
Raven, welcome to the show. Brett is not here. You're okay. I kid. I kid. It's fine. Brett's fine. He was the champ. He can. Well, former champ.
Oh,
you know-
Mikey too.
Mikey.
What's up, buddy?
So let's
with
get
the
on with the
two-
show
with the
while
two
everyone's
cheers?
here. So births in 1995. Here's some relevant births and some unfortunate deaths. Do you recognize any of these people without me giving the names?
Do I?
Yeah, anybody, viewers, chime in.
I totally do.
You got the script this time.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
I know. Well, I do know actually a lot of them.
So some of the people
I
born
immediately
this year.
recognized 4 of them by picture.
Yeah.
Keenan Cahill.
Keenan Cahill, the Velveteen Dream, an up-and-comer, true
By the way, the top are born. The bottom are
bottom
not
are deaths.
born.
Yeah.
Unborn.
Are unborn.
Unborn.
The opposite of born.
I was,
Well,
I was gonna
except
say,
for, well,
Tra-
I guess he
Trayvon.
didn't die that year. But
Oh,
Joey Badass, Trayvon Martin, Keenan, how do you say
Cahill.
Cahill? Okay. Velveteen Dream, and
Post
Malone. I guess all the kids like him now.
You don't know. He's really funny actually.
Yeah, whatever. His
He's
tattoos are
super
stupid.
goofy. No, they're stupid, but he's a hilarious dude.
Sorry, bro. Your tattoos are stupid. Some deaths. Quintanilla Perez, otherwise known as Selena.
Salina.
We lost Bob Ross.
Yep.
No more happy little trees. Mickey Mantle, if you like baseball.
Do you know who Tyler One is? He's a Twitch streamer. He's famous for being like really off the wall and very loud.
Cheers,
when he
man.
streams. He streams League of Legends, and he got banned by Riot. His account got perma-banned. So like everybody was like, free Tyler One, and so he came back and did he does these really weird off the wall streams where one whole stream, like 2 hours, was him doing a Bob Ross thing where he dressed up as Bob Ross, but he's kind of built a little bit, so he cut the sleeves off. He's got like the shirt on, he's got the sleeves, and it was really funny. Shut up, go ahead.
I'm listening.
You just had that look like
I'm not interrupting. I'm listening. It's whatever.
you have
Big John Stud left
resting I
us.
don't care face.
Oh my God, you're so sensitive. Easy E.
Yeah, so don't touch me.
Can't touch this. Those are some of the people that came and went that year. So in memory and thankfulness for some of these people who were born. So 1995 truly was a year that ushered in some potential talent here, some new talent.
Agreed.
But let's get to our first topic of the year that was 1995. Let's talk wrestling, huh?
Okay.
I'm going
Some
off screen. See you guys in a bit.
bye. Some debuts.
Let's talk shit.
Oh yeah, that Rob guy. What was he doing in '95?
not here anymore.
He was doing nothing in '95. Nothing.
Wasn't he in like 12th grade?
Oh, he was probably pooping then.
Pooping.
Am I wrong?
You were not.
All right then.
I probably did poop
He
in
was-
1995. You are correct.
He was
Some
shit.
other things that made their presence known. China.
Vagina.
China, rest in peace.
Speaking of people who died.
She made her debut. Don't do steroids, kids.
Drugs are bad.
Drugs,
Okay.
yeah, drugs are
Was that
bad.
what got her? I never actually
No,
looked
it
it
was,
No, it probably didn't help though.
it was addiction.
up.
I
Oh,
think
Just
she
steroids.
was. Well, no, I think she was alcohol.
To X-Pac.
I'm not
they
going
were
to.
very broke up by that point.
I'm not going
But
down.
they just
down there.
They did butt stuff.
I'm not going there. I'm leaving that one alone. Because I'm a good
Just for 1
Christian who also had a debut.
Rip Franker Z.
That's
So one of the best Members of a great tag team, of course, here. Edge and
Brood.
Christian. The Brood, yeah, Brood was great. Edge and Christian, one of the best tag teams in history, made their debut this year. So,
I
thankfully,
think mainly because of Edge.
Christian was good. At last, he was on his own, though.
He wasn't great on his own.
Are you kidding me?
In what?
A lot. He had world title runs, and he was
Yeah.
fantastic in TNA.
In WWE,
I didn't watch
Team Canada?
Didn't
Oh, man.
Didn't he go
Christian
to
Cage?
Ring of Honor for a while too?
He may have. I didn't watch him there.
He won a lot of titles though.
He was good, man. He
He
was
won some
good.
good
A
stuff
lot of
in
people
the
don't give him
World
credit.
Series.
Everyone was like, oh, he was in the shadow of Edge.
Well, he was. But
No.
he was for a long time.
No.
He was Edge's
Whether
younger
you like
brother.
it or not.
That was his debut, man.
Whatever. I love Christian Cage. He was awesome.
I'm not dogging him.
you
I'm
can
just
like
saying
him.
he was in Edge's
That's
shadow.
what
for
he
a
was.
long
Edge was one of my
time.
favorites, too, for the longest time.
That
but
doesn't mean he wasn't in it.
Whatever. Whatever.
Wow.
We also had some retirements in the world of wrestling. Lord Alfred Hayes.
Banana sandwich.
From the
that's his name.
50s to 95 here, so long term. Gordon Soley from the 50s to 95. And who you may know as the Giant, one of the few that had that name, Giant
Who's
Gonzalez,
standing in front of him?
The
Undertaker.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought that was a chick with long hair.
Nope, that was, they had
I was
a,
like, who's about to give him a
they had a
beacher?
match at WrestleMania against each other and quite a rivalry for a while. He didn't have much of a career though, from May 1990 to 1995.
Fuck Gangrel.
Unfortunately, big guys have short careers.
Mikey,
So-
listen.
Well, most of them do.
What's wrong with Gangrel? Mikey said that?
Yeah.
Man, what's wrong with Gangrel? He spit blood. That was cool. Nobody?
Kind of gross.
It wasn't
be
real
honest.
blood. It was
I mean,
probably like
I've never
cocktail
really
juice.
I don't think that's why he was cool.
And that's pretty much the reason why he was cool.
It's pretty much the reason why anybody cared.
Yeah.
'Cause you
What
could
else
get-
did he do?
You could get a bloodbath or you could get a slop bucket.
Yeah.
Which
What else
one would
did
you
he do?
rather have?
What else did he do?
So you guys want to know what else happened in '95?
What else happened?
WCW Monday Nitro debuted on TNT.
First episode ever.
What is that kind of alluding to the beginning of?
The Monday Night War. You can see it in front of you, right? You know that.
I hate you so much. It's called.
They can see it right in front of them too.
Yeah, okay.
These
you
are
guys
all
want to
writings-
see it right in front of you?
The-
Here's
the
what we're
writing's
doing.
on the fire.
We're reading a fucking script.
It's not a
Wow.
script. It's just.
Nope, we have a script. We're
It's-
robots presenting a story
It's
to
an
you.
overview.
Nope, we have a
It's
fucking
an
script.
outline.
This is what Rob makes us do.
Oh god.
That's true.
He beats
Dance puppets. Did Gangrel have a finisher? What was his finisher?
It was like a DDT or something.
Wasn't it like the
stupid shit.
tampon?
Oh,
Because there was all that blood.
him.
Yikes. So PWI, or Pro Wrestling Illustrated, puts out wrestlers, winning them awards and doing things with this. So
That was the cover issue for the 95, or the cover of the 95 recap.
so
You're going to
very
see a lot of those.
pink. So
Yeah,
very
it
pink.
was really 90s neon.
Yeah. So very pink.
So anyway,
Wrestler of the Year that year went to
Diesel.
Diesel.
Big Daddy Cool.
So
Big baddie, cool.
he was a big
You're so dumb.
he was a big name for the movement of the
Trevor
Monday
say was
Night
from
Wars.
Mall of America. I don't know if there's anything before that.
That was where they.
The debut was in
first
Mall of
episode
America.
Oh, did Gangrel even have? Oh, okay. That's what.
Wannabe. Yeah, the first episode of Nitro was in Mall of America.
Anyway, yeah.
And it featured
Okay,
a
Google.
debut of Lex
Lex
Luger.
Luger. Well,
Okay, Google.
that was a return though, wasn't it?
Did Gangrel in
know.
wrestling have a finish move?
In wrestling, you sound like a parent who thinks it's stupid.
My brain shut off.
Wrestling. So shall we move on while he does the Googles?
Yes.
Yeah.
Tag Team of the Year went to none other than Booker T and Stevie Ray, or
Harlem.
Harlem Heat.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
They were unstoppable. Their story is impressive too. If you ever get a chance to watch their documentary, it's worth the time. Match of the Year went to none other than Diesel and Shawn Michaels, which ultimately was a manager-wrestler storyline that ended up creating a great rivalry because he was his bodyguard. And then,
Oh, that's right in front of me.
so
Sorry.
coming from a WrestleMania that was not so great, that got Match of the Year. So
Yeah.
WrestleMania 11 was not good.
It was not good.
Feud of the Year, Axel Rotten versus Ian Rotten, the Bloodbaths. So people were starting to see the turn and the extreme wrestling. People were loving it. We were starting to see, like as we said, the beginning of the Monday Night Wars, and part of that was, even though it's not as recognized, ECW.
Yeah, they were a big
They were
part.
an important part of that. Popular wrestler of the year, none other than the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. So in his babyface days, probably at his prime during this, before his injuries.
Yeah.
He got his step back in him late in his career, but this was definitely his prime. Most hated wrestler of the year and probably still of the decade, Jerry the King Lawler.
Look at that mug.
He is amazing at being hated.
Yeah.
And he lives his character. He kind of is his character. Possible embellishment of. So, holy cow. You should see that.
Whoa. Oh, good Lord.
So, however, rest in peace, his son, Brian.
Yeah.
No longer with us. Quite the tragic story there. Again, as we mentioned, addiction is no joke. If you have a problem, definitely seek help.
I'll help you.
There you go.
I'll cook something for you.
There you go. Watch Cooking with Rabbit. That'll help. Comeback of the year went to none other than, ooh, yeah! Randy Savage. One of the best from my childhood. Definitely making a comeback, and it was him making a name for himself and revitalizing himself in WCW. So we started seeing at this time period too, the year prior, and then throughout these years here, people jumping ship, and ultimately having WWF at that time create new talent and a bunch of no names when all the stars of the last decade were going to WCW. So it was a big changing.
A big part of why Shawn Michaels was such a big deal, because he was one of those younger talents they were really pushing to fill the void of.
Well, yeah, because there was no one left, and he had been there. He had been loyal to the company for a while, about 6 years at that point. But he was a tag teamer. He was finally getting his main event push.
Did you know that Michelle McCool did the Styles Clash before AJ Styles joined WWE?
What was the Styles Clash?
Michelle
His
McCool?
shitty finisher.
Oh,
I think
Oh, what was the Styles Clash?
no, I said hers was.
Oh.
Was it the same or was it a variant?
I don't know. I'm just skimming the.
I hope it was a variant, because it's a terrible move.
What? You don't like the Styles
Styles
Clash?
Clash is garbage.
Oh, you were so wrong.
No, it's dumb. It's right up there with when the people do that thing where the guy gets hung up in the
The
corner and they jump
Impaler.
on
Did
him.
you guys see that? The Impaler? Yes, the Impaler DDT.
Oh, nice.
Oh. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so props for that, because that's a good one.
Yeah. I think Gangrel's fine. There you go.
That is so blurry.
Thought it was the Impaler. Couldn't remember. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, he was. He was fine. He was fine.
Actually, and that was his. He didn't like steal it from someone too.
We had the most improved wrestler of the year, and who I think is definitely deserving of Hall of Fame status.
For sure.
Yeah.
DDP.
Self-high.
His is another impressive story from being a limo driver at WrestleMania for the Honky Tonk Man
Wow, look at that picture.
to starting wrestling in his mid-30s, getting his first match and having people believe in him, now to be helping people out with DDP yoga,
Hashtag still hate him.
saving people's lives.
Damn.
Talking about
Mikey.
Gangrel, though.
Yeah, I know. Mikey's like, man, fuck him.
DDP is probably still the reason.
Mikey's like
for
he's at his house. He's like throwing shit. It's like, man, fucking bring up Gangrel again.
We could probably thank DDP for
Don't bring up Gangrel
having.
again. Give me my goddamn switch. I'm gonna beat somebody.
Eric, calm down.
I'm gonna finish this thought here real quick. We could probably thank him for having Scott Hall still around.
Yeah, absolutely. If you watch the Scott Hall documentary, he mentions more than once that if not for DDP, he probably wouldn't have pulled out of his own spiral.
So he's been helping a lot of people with that. It's funny too that you think, oh, yoga, yeah, okay. Look what it's done. So
Yeah.
Rookie of the Year, Alex Wright. If you watch WCW, that's not Alex Wright. No. He was the German guy who, as a face, got weird booking in WCW. He always did this like disco kind of dance thing, and he did I don't know, it was very strange. If you have WWE Network, watch some of his stuff. Very strange, but he ultimately had a decent run later when he turned heel, but he never truly became anything in WCW. When he had potential talent, they just misbooked him. Lifetime Achievement Award went to Ricky Steamboat.
Sticky Reamboat.
Sticky Reamboat. The Dragon. He's, again, one of the greatest of that era, that's for sure. And Editor's Award, Jim Cornette. So
You want to
another
jump
great
back
manager.
and grab the guy you missed, though?
Inspirational Wrestler of the Year, I did jump over that. Barry Horowitz. So,
Who I recognize from
Harry
the picture,
Borowitz.
but I cannot for the life of me remember why I gave a crap about this guy back then.
I can't. I couldn't recall either.
Playing skiing eyes.
That's see, you don't know that he could have been a background extra, Kevin.
So wait a
Kevin
minute.
said,
He
wait a
wasn't
minute,
in
he wasn't in
Rookie.
Rookie of the
He
Year.
might have been though. It's true.
You know what he was? He was the have to.
So let's talk about the WWF Championship at that time.
All right, I need you to be looking at the screen when this one goes up because I want to see the reaction to the picture I chose for this. Go ahead and tell them who it is.
So the incoming champion was Diesel,
Y'all ready?
but the winner at Survivor Series.
Well, hold on. We'll get to the winner. You need to
Oh.
see the incoming champion.
Oh,
You ready?
I thought.
You ready?
Oh,
I found that one in the mix of like 6 other pictures of him in that backdrop with that belt, and I'm like, why does this exist on the internet?
who says hello?
What up? It is Exeline King.
Hey,
You're a
I don't know
hooker.
how to say
welcome
that.
back.
Who?
You checked out the show last night. Thanks for coming back, checking out
Yeah.
our weekly dosage.
Welcome
and
back.
Thanks again for checking out the show last night.
Exeline King? Is that how you say it?
I don't know how you say it.
Yeah,
I'm
that's what I went with.
yes.
They love to do the long words.
I sleep on the keyboard, he said.
He sleeps on the keyboard.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, that was incoming champion was Diesel.
But the title changed at Survivor Series in a no disqualification match for the title. Of course, it's a title match for the title. Bret Hart winning that thing. So
Super comical. If you haven't seen the match, it was pretty brutal, and this was back when they had the shitty folding tables for the announce tables, and because it was no DQ, they went all over the arena during this fight. But the way the match ultimately ended, Diesel threw him back in the ring and was going for a second jackknife, and Bret Hart collapsed from exhaustion, and then when Diesel bent over to pick him up, he just kind of grabbed his leg and rolled him up into the small package and got the victory. Like, it all but looked like it was over with Diesel walking away retaining.
Subscribe beer.
beer. I want some
Yeah.
subscribe beer.
Thanks,
Wait,
man.
subscriber or follower?
It's a good question. I mean, thanks either way.
Yeah,
We
thanks either way,
appreciate the
but
support.
just for
Slight
me, I'm
difference.
curious.
So,
curious, you see.
our next topic of 1995 is
Porn.
nope.
Oh,
Video games.
That. Nerd porn.
Nerd porn. Yeah, video games essentially.
That's true, I guess.
So some of the things that took place was the first ever Electronic Entertainment Expo, otherwise known as E3. Not EC3, but E3. EC3 is different.
What up? Good
So-
stuff, man.
Hey, thanks.
Follow and subscribe.
Excellent.
That's
Just call
awesome.
him King.
You
Yeah,
are
I'll
the
call him
king for being both follower and subscriber. That's awesome. So,
We
yes,
appreciate the support.
E3 has evolved. We're not going to go into a history lesson of what that started as and what it became, but if you didn't know, if you check out youtube.com/doseofnerdacumen, the three of us put out some episodes covering E3 this week. All of the conferences we talk about in total, and all of our thoughts are there. So head on over to our YouTube page, give us a subscribe there, and let us know what you think about that channel as well. But we appreciate you here live with us right now. Moving on, though. November that year, Nintendo unveiled a playable version of the Nintendo Ultra 64, later renaming it the Nintendo 64, is what we call it now, N64, at the 7th Annual Nintendo Space World Software Exhibition in Japan.
Oh, that's a
13
mouthful.
games were demonstrated, but only 2 games were in playable form, Kirby Ball 64, and, of course, the launch title, which is one of the most critically acclaimed games for that console,
Pokemon Stadium.
Super Mario, not Pokemon Stadium 64.
No. That's a long name.
Yeah.
Super Mario, not
It's weird that
Pokemon
they-
Stadium
it's weird that they would
64.
put not Pokemon Stadium in there.
They
Yours
really
was
want
launch
you to
of
know.
Pokemon
There was a
Stadium.
lot of hype behind that game. They wanted to make sure it was different.
Yeah.
Because Eric kept buying copies of it.
Because
Where's Pikachu?
we all know Super Mario, the original Super Mario Bros. Was Super Mario Pokemon Stadium Bros. So they wanted to make sure that you knew that this went on way too long.
Prove
Yeah.
him wrong. Prove Rabbit wrong.
This is like
Prove me wrong.
This is
The,
like a
the
Daniel
new
Tosh
show. The new show on Monday nights. Prove Rabbit wrong.
It's just me sitting at a table.
show. Just saying ridiculous
Yeah,
crap.
prove me wrong.
Prove me
Come
wrong.
at me. I'd watch that.
That's actually a good. We're gonna have to circle back to that.
Really? Prove me wrong.
No, it's called
Dead
prove,
serious. We'll talk about it.
prove us wrong.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's basically a conversation with you for an hour.
No.
Except you fail miserably every time it happens. Moving on.
Yikes. November 5th, Game Facts debuts on the web as an archive of video game facts. What are facts, Eric?
Frequently asked queries.
You know, technically he's not wrong.
I didn't
is
say
the
he was.
problem.
Prove Rob wrong.
Prove us wrong.
Prove Rob wrong.
But at the time,
Prove her
you
wrong.
know, it went up as the Video Game FAQ Archive, or VGFA.
Fuck!
So, side note, what did you guys use for your cheat codes when you were younger?
Cheat
Sega
CC.
Sages.
Cheat CC. I've
Cheat
never heard of
CC.
Sega Sages.
Because no one used
But I
it.
used Cheat CC up until
Cheat
Cheat CC, like,
Well, it was
until-
Cheat Code Central.
it was Cheat Code Central,
but it was cheatcc.com. Yeah.
And then I used Game FAQs.
Do cheat codes still exist? Because I know they disable like trophies or achievements, so I stopped using them.
I don't know. Honestly, I haven't looked
just wonder if
in
they
a long
still-
time.
So Sega released.
By the by,
Yeah, I miss Cheat CC too.
What?
Sega Sages, which was originally called Secrets of the Sega Sages, is what ultimately became IGN.
Huh.
But I thought they had something64.com was IGN's first website domain. That's how they got a lot of their money because they sold it.
I mean, it could be, but
I don't know. Interesting story, I'm sure, is there.
I don't know. I'm
But
not
let's
Spanish.
talk about Sega releasing the Sega Saturn console in North America on May 11th. Did you break your shit?
No, it just came off.
Did you guys ever play or own this console?
I own one now that's been out of the
What
box
is it?
3 times ever.
The Sega.
Really?
Yeah, I
Sorry.
have the original packaging. It's still got the price tag on it.
Why do you not play it?
Because the only game I gave a crap about playing on it was...
Panzer Dragoon?
No, it was...
99 Nights.
Also, no.
Is that even on it? I just guessed.
Clockwork Knight is on
It
there.
was Dragon Force.
Okay.
And it was
They put that on this
spectacular.
and in Guitar Hero? What?
Aggravatingly, they re-released Dragon Force on the PlayStation 2, but only in Japan.
Was it Chrono Trigger?
It's not Chrono Trigger.
Was it
But
Mortal
any of the
Kombat 3?
games that you wanted to play on the Sega Saturn then, you can play on something else now. Except for Dragon Force,
Virtua Cop.
basically. It's
Wow.
available on another platform. I
The,
don't
ne-
remember
the
which, but
next
it's out
the
there.
next fact kind of threw me off.
Yeah,
Really?
it messed me up
Yeah.
a little bit when I saw it too.
On August 14th, the Nintendo Entertainment System, or the NES, is discontinued in North America. August 14th, 1995.
Which means it had a good 10-year run.
Well, I'm gonna not put that one on the screen.
Why?
Cause I misread it. And I thought it seemed weird.
Did you think it said discounted?
No. You know, I'm just gonna put it up there.
That's a Super Nintendo.
That is a Super Nintendo. I was like, that doesn't seem right, but it's what's on the list, so...
Nope. We're going with the NES here for 500.
And this topic is not about the SNES. So you're
true.
good call. Good call, Robert.
Yeah, good job for not putting
did
that on the
got-
screen.
you
I'm
did-
glad you
you
didn't
did
put that
got
on
it.
the screen for people to see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would have been embarrassing.
Now that they know,
Super embarrassing.
it's not about the NES.
I'd be ashamed to be on this show.
I'd be ashamed.
Seriously, it looks like I went back.
So a
Next-
certain thing that inspired probably all of us here and continues to excite because there is brand loyalty out there and people still believe there's a console war. My thing is there's no war, just buy them all.
My thing is there's no war, it's personal preference.
It is. But your bias is in favor of this next one, and that's okay. But what is it?
It is the date of...
September 9th?
Good job, buddy.
Oh.
Sony releases the Sony PlayStation console in the United States of America.
I like that
America?
console.
Hold on.
I like
America.
it. I liked it. It was a good console.
It was.
Did you guys ever mod it?
No, I never
The
modded
first
this.
one?
The first thing I modded was the Dreamcast.
Was it? I had something that held, you plug something in the back, and then the spring held the tray open so you could swap the boot disc in with the actual burn
I
disc.
did mod the PS2. I
didn't mod
actually
that one.
bought it was like a separate case that like, I think it was for I can't remember what it did, but essentially it stopped it from thinking it was open.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, that's what it was. It was a whole new case you put on top.
You pop it open.
No, you popped it open while the disc was still spinning. You took off the top of it, and then you put on the new top, which was the same except for it had a little hatch on the side that you opened up, and you're able to take the disc out when it stopped spinning.
Yeah, it's the same with the boot. It played the logo, then it would stop for a second. You swap it out and then put in the new disc.
Yeah.
I remember playing, I think it was Final Fantasy 8 and 9. I had bootlegged. I had Medal of Honor at that time, which was like a pretty solid shooter for the console back then, bootlegged. I still had a handful of like legit games that I had played on there, but it was a few years into the release that I started getting a lot of bootlegs. And this was a system that I rented first from the local video store before I finally got my own. And I remember getting the first Twisted Metal. And
so you modded the rental one?
No. When I had my own, I modded it. I mean, you didn't actually break anything. It was just something you plugged back into one of the ports in the back on the original launch model. But I remember playing Twisted Metal on it when I was renting it. That's one of the games that sold me on the console. I can't remember what else was on there that I was like, I need this. But games when I owned it,
I don't think
was
I
like
ever
Crash Bandicoot
actually
and stuff
owned
like that.
a Sony PlayStation. I always played it at friends' houses.
Really?
Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it. The first thing I owned was a Nintendo 64.
Okay.
And then from there, it went from Nintendo 64 to Dreamcast to Xbox, the original Xbox.
The cursors.
Oh no, I got a PS2 first, and then the original Xbox.
We were pretty Sony loyal. It was after that I didn't get consoles until they were already out when I could afford it myself. But Sony brand we always had. My dad played a lot of games on the PS1, so he was in favor of purchasing that, thinking that the sequels of the games he liked, even though they were like off the wall games that never got sequels, were going to be on the PS2. So he's like, oh, okay, we'll get that.
What was your favorite PlayStation game for original PlayStation?
Metal Gear Solid.
Metal Gear Solid.
Mm-hmm.
Rob,
For the original PlayStation?
did you take away our overlay?
No.
What happened?
Well, it's not on our side. Oh, there it is.
We're broken.
What's your favorite PSN game? Or PSX, I mean.
PSX.
PlayStation 1? Probably,
Chrono Trigger? No, that's Super Nintendo.
I mean, it was also on the PlayStation.
Yeah, it was on the
Did
PlayStation.
they really re-release it?
Okay, so, like, I'm actually going to answer with the game that I probably played the most, and not the game that I think is my favorite.
Most
Bloody
people are
Roar
gonna say
2.
Final
Bloody
Fantasy
Roar
7.
2.
Bloody Roar 2. I put more hours into Bloody Roar 2 on the PlayStation 1 than I think any other game on that console.
I think I'm going to have to
period.
agree with him. Metal Gear Solid.
It's
I
solid.
was just
It was
never
really
a big
good.
fan.
It was the first game it was the first game with an active story. Like, I played the shit out of, like,
The cutscenes, man.
yeah, all about those cutscenes. I was at friends' houses. We always played, like, fighting games or FIFA or dumb shit.
Oh, I played the shit out of NHL Face Off back in the late 90s on the
Oh,
PS1.
yeah, those are good.
Like, I liked those games. I played Quarterback Club.
I loved NFL Blitz for the 64.
This was good. I played Quarterback Club. That was my football game. I played a lot of sports games. It was weird because I never considered myself a sports game person, but I definitely was back then. I played the football games. I played the baseball games. Even on the NES, I played baseball games. But I was really big into sports growing up. So I was like, this makes sense. If I want to play games, I'm going to play sports games because that's what I'm interested in. I wasn't playing a lot of the other things that the other kids were playing.
You know what game I didn't play? Star Wars Dark Forces on the DOS.
Which
I don't know what
released
you guys
that
are talking
year?
about. I should be embarrassed. That was clearly what was up
There you go. Yeah,
Should be
see, look.
embarrassed. Did you just create that?
No. Maybe.
That's why he was so quiet. He was scrambling to get
I
something.
literally wasn't listening to anything you guys were saying. I was just thankful you were talking.
So the significance of this game, Dark Forces, it was the first in a successful series of Star Wars-based first-person shooters, which ultimately led us to where we're at now with the controversial Battlefront 2. It's had a long history with LucasArts games, but ultimately this is an early success for the Star Wars shooters. Speaking of the Saturn, she said it'd be quick too.
I mean, she's got time. We're doing on this show.
Yeah.
Pansy Dragons. You know, like dragons that just wear like dresses and stuff.
I had this game, and this game was a lot of fun. Like Panzer Dragoon, it's one of the best
Ever.
on the Saturn. That's why I'd mentioned if you had that one,
Yeah.
because this indeed
No,
is one of the best.
So when the Saturn mattered, I didn't have one, but I went to high school with a guy who had one, and he wasn't really playing it, and he loaned it to me. But the 3 games he had with it were Virtua Fighter, which I fucking hated,
I love Virtua Fighter.
I liked it too.
Dragon Force, and I can't even remember the third one because after I put Dragon Force out, I never played another game. And he sold me Dragon Force for like
Dream
$10.
Theater.
But he sold me that game for like $10 and then took his system back, and then later on I found out he sold the system to somebody else, and I just never had a Saturn after that up until probably about 8-9 years ago now. No, longer than that. I was working with a guy at GameStop who was like, I have a Sega Saturn. I'm like, cool, is it in good condition? He's like, it's literally never been opened. I'm like, what do you mean it's never been opened? He's like I bought it brand new and it's sitting in the box. I've never opened it. And he sold it to me for $50. And I peeled the tape off of the plastic wrap around the console, and it made me feel so good inside.
Well, moving on from that game boner
to a new game boner.
Yeah, the game that came out day after that, actually, Chrono Trigger for the SNES.
Solid game. A lot of people put it high up in their best of lists.
I've actively never played. I've played this game like multiple times to like 15, 20 minutes because I'm like, I'm gonna play this game, and then I get tired. Not because of the game. I'm just like, no.
Well, it's not a short game by any means.
Yeah, it's not, and it has literally like 100 some endings or some shit.
Yeah. It's a time sink.
Nuts. I see what you did there. There's like 3 puns in one.
It's true. Mortal Kombat 3 was released in the arcades. Again, arcades were not very successful in the 90s, but we've seen a resurgence, which we talked about in a couple episodes ago. And it was thanks to Midway and Mortal Kombat. Like, this series was getting people to put their quarters back in. And honestly, like, if you were going to an arcade when you were my age in 95, these were the games you were playing. You were playing Mortal Kombat. You were putting your quarter up there waiting for your turn. Like, this is what everyone wanted to play. You wanted to see who was better.
Man, I was always playing either Street Fighter or... what shit was the other one?
Bugaboo.
Street Fighter and Gauntlet.
Gauntlet was
I never
good,
played I never played Mortal Kombat in the arcade, ever.
Really?
Well, that's not true. I played it once in a movie theater lobby.
I played it a couple times, and I was not very good at it. And then I realized that, like, I got 4 matches in to the tower, and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna spend a bunch of money to die on the 4th tower.
Speaking of tower mode, that was just announced for 2K19 WWE.
Really?
Really?
Tower mode?
Tower mode.
Like this kind of tower mode?
Like the Mortal Kombat tower mode, yeah. There's a $1 million challenge, too, with the game at launch.
What is a $1 million challenge?
It's like a tournament, and then you compete against AJ Styles. Like, in person, you can win $1 million if you beat him. Like, if you do well in the game and put up good stats.
Okay.
So, that's the thing. Read up on it. I'm sure I'm missing details, but that's the thing.
You know what had a lot of details? Earthbound.
Yes. So
Another
it's
game that
localized
was
for
way
U.S.
up on
audience. It wasn't a commercial success, but it's definitely a critical and cult following.
Absolutely, yeah. To this day, people still play this game.
And thankfully, it was re-released on the SNES Classic, which is pretty cool. So you can play a legit game. Because if you try to find this, like a copy of this cartridge, it's going to run around the hundreds of dollars.
And God help you if you're dumb enough to grab one of the standard ROM rips for it for an emulator, because they had a packed-in glitch where when you get to the end of the game, it would just erase your save file.
On the ROM?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Why?
Like, it would crash the emulation, and on its way out of crashing the ROM, it would erase your save file.
Why?
Because they didn't want people pirating the game.
Huh. You know what game I didn't pirate? I loved? Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island. It's a great game.
This is a good one.
It's high on my list for sure.
This was what was played on our debut of this show, The Weekly Dosage.
Yeah.
It was just you.
And then this was also featured on one of the Classics Lounge episodes. So we definitely appreciate this game here on DNA.
Yep.
So if you like traveling back in time like we do here in 1995, you can travel back on our YouTube channel and check out our old content. You can do
Hip hop, hibbity hip hop, and you don't stop, you know?
You can do it.
A bam bam boogie, set up, jump the boogie.
This next one made me a PC gamer for a short period of time.
I could never get into these.
I
loved this franchise.
absolutely loved Command & Conquer, most notably Red Alert.
Thank you.
That was the
Red
best
Alert
one.
was my jam.
It was
as they said in
amazing.
the 90s.
Which was even released on the PS1, which I still have a legit copy of to this day.
It was one of those handful, 4 or 5 ill-fated RTSs. Even the ones that were playable did not do well.
No. There was
StarCraft
just
is
something great about this, and getting to play against people online and seeing the different strategies that you took in this game was, for me, really interesting. Spoiler, I'm a defensive player in Command & Conquer. My objective was build up my army, build up my defenses, and then I just swarm you like a
I'm
beehive.
so defensive that I don't even play it.
You're missing out. You truly are.
I can't do.
I can't lose if I had
RTSs.
never played.
Oh, see, I love them. That's why I was so disappointed with Halo Wars. Like, the first one specifically. The second one they improved upon a lot. But the first one...
Because Halo Wars, the first one did really well. People
It
still
did
talk
well.
about it as
Yeah.
one of the best console RTSs
You know what the
ever.
biggest problem is?
Out of that and what? It's another console RTS.
I mean, there's been a lot since.
Yeah.
Well, I know, but before that.
No, but I mean, like, since Command & Conquer 1.
Oh.
Like, in the intervening 23 years since
Was
Command & Conquer.
Conquer 1
I downloaded for the ROM for this game on Mac.
wasn't
this
on
game.
console, though.
Command & Conquer 1?
Yeah. It was on DOS and Mac.
Well, at launch.
Yeah. Was it?
Are we not or GDI? You know, it depended on what I wanted, whether I wanted the torch towers or certain missiles or certain, vehicles. If I wanted, it was all dependent on the upgrades, especially in the second with the Tesla towers. So like,
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
They're actually pretty awesome. It's a big defense tower that shoots lightning at your enemies. I mean,
You know what I liked? I liked the big dildo tower. Just shot spooge everywhere.
this makes so much sense.
I know.
So
Command
and
and
on
Conquer.
that comical note, maybe
Command?
it's time we moved on.
Command and Conquer. That's my joke that I wanted to get out.
he just wanted to come and conquer.
Yep.
Whatever.
We're gonna do this one now.
Comic Zone. This game was so cool artistically, but so not really fun and difficult.
Yeah.
And it was also for the Gen S.
What's wrong with the Genesis?
No, the Gen S.
I see what you did there. It's a beat 'em up game inspired by comic books, if you didn't know. The
It
thing
looks
was,
awesome.
it had sections of the. If you haven't played it, you would jump from the cell to cell of the comic book strip with your character, and that's how you'd fight the different enemies. And while it was very unique in style, it was not easy, and you would die fairly quickly because your health was quite shit. So
Yeah.
Quite shit.
quite shit.
Quite shit.
It's true.
My health was quite shit.
It's true.
Quite.
It's true. Pink is up, bitches.
We're gonna keep fighting about that one.
Yep,
So-
we're gonna go have a TIE fighter about it.
Oh, I was gonna mention this after we started talking about this game. I was going through, so I had a bunch of shit in my trunk, so I couldn't. When
Bunch of
I
junk in your trunk.
yeah, I had a bunch of junk in my trunk. So when I went to move, I couldn't put anything in my trunk because it was full of just garbage.
You have a PS1 in your trunk.
I have a PS1 in my trunk I didn't take out. You know what else I had in there? I had the original.
It's not
Star
the
Wars.
SNES. Whoa, who said that?
Raven Knight.
Get out of here with your nonsense.
It's I had the original PC copy of Jedi Academy. Just I have no idea where it came from. All the discs are intact.
You probably took it from Wally World.
Yeah.
Try to trade it in.
This is another opossum.
I needed
moment,
to-
though.
I need-
We're making a joke about something
couldn't-
we discussed off camera.
I couldn't get the
It's
Funko Land
true,
on time.
Nobody knows. Funko Land.
I couldn't get the Funko
jeez.
Land on time.
Oh,
I remember that.
Man, Funko Land.
Yikes.
My favorite
I-
part
you know
of it
what,
was
though?
they were one of the original ones that actually had playable demos. And if you found a cool store, you could go in there and be like, "Can I try this game out?" And they'd be like, "Yeah," and they just put whatever cartridge you wanted in
Yep.
It was a real quest to get to Funko Land. It was a real Diddy
You're
Kong.
reaching for these.
It was a real Diddy Kong
reaching for
quest to get to.
there. Mikey, I don't know how to
Funko
feel
Land.
about what you just said, buddy.
What are they talking shit about? Ken Griffey Jr.'s
He
the
said-
best game of all time, maybe second to Final Fantasy. What is happening?
What?
Mikey's
He's
just
your
spewing ridiculous.
he's your
in
friend.
the chat.
Well, yeah, I mean, Ken Griffey Jr.
he's your
I mean,
friend.
the game's solid. What's with the air quotes? What does
What?
that mean?
What?
Anyway,
What? What did you say?
Diddy went on a quest.
He
He
did.
did.
Introduced Dixie Kong.
Mm-hmm.
And wasn't
Donkey Kong was the damsel. You
Yep.
had to go rescue Donkey Kong.
The beginning of the decline for the series.
I loved all
with
three
the
of them.
sequel. Oh, the third one's not good.
I
No,
loved
it
I loved all of them. Like I was obsessed.
Andrea
Hey,
cheered.
thanks,
Hip
Andrea.
hip.
Hooray!
I don't know.
Hi,
Dude, it's cool. Ken Griffey.
sorry, buddy. Now the Hawaiian shirt makes sense.
See, it's cool. So now
I
that the
love
gaming section of this, let's talk about our next topic.
Television.
TV. And
We only
this
have one
was-
topic for this bad Bama Jamma.
Well, not true. There's more.
Oh,
There's debits.
you have more. Okay. Yep. Just kidding.
So this is interesting to me. I thought this channel was much older, but then again, cable wasn't what it is now back then, so I guess it makes sense. This year, the History Channel debuted.
Where the past comes alive. And now we're making the past come alive.
It's true.
We're the History Channel.
Yeah,
Great.
we're debuting
Great.
23 years later. Aliens.
Like you said, when I played DK2, I accidentally turned the game to French and had to pretty much guess what the hell was happening.
Aliens.
Wow.
Yeah.
So there's a couple debuts on TV this year.
Were you watching any of these shows?
Let's see. Yes,
I
watched a couple of them.
Yeah, I caught more episodes than I care to admit of this one myself.
I didn't
Singled
watch this one.
Out. Andrew, were you watching that show?
I didn't watch this
Singled
show until I knew that Chris Hardwick
Yeah.
was the.
Yeah,
They're like they
where Chris
wheedled-
Hardwick made his television
They
debut.
wheedled like
Yeah.
50 guys down to one at the end.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or
Well,
answer questions.
They did both. They did both.
They stole that from your night in college.
They were bigender.
Wow.
I did,
She
however.
laughs because it's accurate.
I did, however, watch a shit ton of the next show that aired in July of '95.
Because it ruled.
It did. It ruled the roads.
Oh.
That one surprisingly was hard to find a fitting logo for.
I can't say that I watched this back then.
Now, I hated all of these reality shows.
I watched the
that
shit
they
out
did
of
at the
this
time.
and Real World and the Real World Road Rules.
Singled Out was definitely on because of my stepsister at that time. We watched a lot of MTV because of her. But I didn't go out of my way to watch
Oh, sure. No.
these shows.
I mean, the same thing with Singled Out. I didn't like, oh shit, it's on, turn the
Yeah,
channel.
I didn't go out of
You
my
know,
way.
but like, MTV was on a lot, so.
Another one here on MTV, and Flux is another. I didn't go out of my way to watch this. I know this was popular for a lot of people.
I
back
never
then.
went out of my way
I
to
like
watch it, but I
being
wound up
like-
watching a lot of it.
Oh shoot! I shouldn't have read this.
What?
I don't want to know if I don't know if I want to tell you right now.
You pooped?
Yes.
Uh-oh.
No, it's a possible spoiler for SummerSlam.
Like the show itself?
I guess
Or
we'll
the
have to
NXT?
It's in the SummerSlam.
No.
Well,
wanna
we
see
can
if
go
it
off the
shows
air
a
at the very
picture.
least. Don't spoil that shit on stream. Are you kidding me?
My husband said you're going to anger some people on
I
stream.
mean, you could send it to us in the group chat.
Ooh.
Anyway.
Well,
let's move on.
I'm going to show you real quick. I'm not going to put it on the thing. Read the top here.
While they're doing that, I'll talk so you guys got somebody to listen to. Aeon Flux was an incredibly confusing show. If you had the
I mean,
misfortune
that's obvious, though.
of watching it,
No, I just mean that they
out of
posted
order?
that promo somewhere.
which is basically
is-
most people, because
yeah,
it was on
spoiler.
liquor television and then it was on something else.
You see that all the time, though. They can flip the script.
Read.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I mean, even though
that's been a
even
big rumor already, though.
yeah, but you don't advertise
that-
that.
no,
That
no,
happens.
you don't.
Honestly, that happens at least once a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway,
So.
let's move on.
I digress.
I'm
We
not
digress.
surprised.
All I'm gonna
Not
say,
surprised.
Raven, Trevor, is that it actually was not about Brock.
It was not.
It actually had nothing to do with Brock. But Aeon Flux was an incredibly bizarre show, and it made for an incredibly bizarre movie that was almost as hard to follow because they tried to cram all of a series worth of narrative into an hour and a half movie, and it was a disaster. It's super weird.
And
Visually, though, it was great.
Oh yeah, it's super fun. The art style for the show was.
bad. That was the one where
very,
she had to
very
take care of that
different.
little kid.
I don't remember.
The movie.
No, it was it Charlize Theron
Yes.
or however the shit you pronounce
Okay.
her name?
Yeah, Charlize Theron.
Ultraviolet was the one I'm thinking of.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
Ultraviolet was different.
I
yeah.
actually still haven't seen that. I keep meaning
Don't.
to.
No.
I have it.
I have it too. I just never
Yeah.
watched it.
It came in a 3-pack.
Anyway,
It's like some other things.
Yeah.
So-
it probably did.
moving on
Yeah.
from Iron Flux.
I don't think that's the reason why I
We
got
actually
that.
briefly already talked about this next entry, but it's relevant because it happened in 1995.
September 4th, to be exact, though.
Yep.
If you want a definitive date there. And honestly, I dabbled in WCW back then, but I was a loyal supporter of WWF.
Yeah,
I didn't know about WWF, so I started on WCW.
Really? That's interesting.
surprising.
Yeah.
What drew you there? I guess what
It
made
was
you
on.
discover that?
It was on.
Was it because it was an hour earlier?
No, I flipped through the channels and it was on.
Because they had that where they
And
would
then
go live at 8.
I saw this and I was like, oh cool, I'll watch this.
Because that's the only time I'd watch it. Because when it started
And then
at
when
8 o'clock, and then Raw would start at 9.
And then when I found this, I didn't go to any other channels because I didn't really think anything else.
Yeah.
So I just watched this.
This must be
every
the
day.
only thing.
Yeah.
It's legit.
And then a couple days after that, a couple other shows on Kids WB aired.
Did you guys watch these?
WB.
I did not watch
I watched
Earthworm
watched
Jim.
shit out of
I did not watch Earthworm Jim.
I watched the next one, which was Freakazoid.
Didn't watch this.
I didn't watch very much of that one.
I didn't understand Freakazoid, but it was on and I watched
Nobody
it.
did.
A couple other ones. This one I actually
absolutely
did
watched.
watch.
Well,
Not
you're
that one.
jumping around. Spoiler alert.
Oh, my.
Producer Seducer, everybody.
Hashtag blame Rob.
Blame.
Sorry, y'all do anyway.
Pinky and the Brain.
Pinky and the Brain.
I did actually watch the one right after that, though. The Sylvester and Tweety mysteries.
No, I never watched that.
I watched that.
I watched a lot of Pinky the Brain. I
The
really
sweet
enjoyed
old
that show.
lady. She's funny.
She
All
was
right,
pretty
Brian,
funny.
what are we going to do tonight?
Here's one that I absolutely watched a shitload of.
Wishbone?
Yeah.
Oh.
I did watch this a lot.
Okay, I didn't know what it was by the name.
Flip back and forth between Nitro and Raw. If one had crap match, check out the other. Definitely
Yeah.
did that. I was interested.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
the storyline.
Oh, I
didn't care
eventually
about.
did that.
Especially during like the height of the Monday Night War.
Mm-hmm.
It was hard to decide where you wanted to sit because you never knew what was going to happen unless.
Well, they'd be
Nitro
watching
was
each other
Raw.
when one was going on commercial, the
Yeah.
other would come back.
You know what I did watch a crap ton of? Our next one, which is Mad TV.
Also true, yeah.
I didn't watch a lot of it.
A lot of good
See?
stuff from that.
Do you see? I watched a shit ton of Mad TV.
This last one here
And
that he
Brian
spoiled, I did, however, I would not miss an episode of this show.
I didn't even know it was a show.
I loved it.
I didn't either.
Did not miss an episode. I remember before the series of episodes launched, they did one-off like holiday specials. Started with a haunted mask, and then they did other ones which were longer than the 20-minute episodes. I think it was like an hour long, which equates to like 40 minutes of content. But the haunted mask was one of the first ones that was like heavily advertised because of the success of the books. And I remember just anxiously waiting week after week until that came out that fall that year with my stepbrother and stepsister at that time. We were so excited to watch it. And
You like waited for the seasons to come on?
yeah, and when it got launched into a full-on series, I didn't miss an episode. These are on Netflix now. You can actually go and watch these. They're not great, and they're super short.
That's the 10.
Did you guys read the books though?
I read some of the books, yeah.
Okay,
I read a lot of the books.
did you? I
to the Vagisil.
we have cheer from Not So Silent Bob. Hip hip.
Woo!
Cookies.
Cookies. Thanks for the cheers. So, I recently completed my Goosebumps original run collection and tweeted the author, R.L. Stine, and he tweeted back. I thought that was a really cool moment where I'm like, God, this is my childhood, 10 years old, reading all his books. Never did I think, flash forward 20 years when I finally completed the collection, because I was missing only 4. I found them on
Reading them or
Owning them.
owning them, reading
owning
them.
them?
Right.
The books, not the TV.
Yeah, the books themselves. And never did I thought that technology would advance where I could tweet and reach out to the author and basically thank him for, these horror stories, even though they're not life-changing, but they're like, I liked that kind of content. I grew to like horror because of these
Yeah.
things, and I learned a lot in that regard. And it got me reading, right? So that's a good thing. So never did I think, flashing forward 20 years, that I'd be
What
able
did
to
he say?
tweet. I don't remember the words. I saved a screenshot of it just in case.
What was it
anything happened.
like? Thank you for reading them? Or...
Yeah, I think so. It was just like not.
Thanks
it
for
was-
being a fan.
yeah, something simple, but just that response back, like
Yeah.
even the little things like that. Some people just
He just
Yeah,
sent
I
you. He just sent you an eggplant and then the keep it
Right.
100.
sometimes there's little things in life that you're just like, oh, this is a really cool moment.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was that I emailed him for, but I emailed one of the guys at Penny Arcade over something, like probably 15 years ago, when they were super popular already, but the dude responded like within an hour. I mean, it was like a brief one sentence response, but it was just one of those moments where it's like, that's super cool as a kid who grew up when you couldn't talk to somebody who wasn't directly in front of you unless
Right.
you knew their phone number already, to be able to just, shoot a message off to who the hell ever, famous or not, and, have them actually respond. It was super cool. So I totally get it. Not the same level, obviously, but I mean, the concept.
Right. So, I mean, I'm still super excited. Obviously, it's something I want to pass down to my son. and have him read these books and appreciate the books that I read.
Absolutely.
So that was ultimately why it was so important for me to. Well, right. It was why it was so important for me to complete that collection too, because they're not easy to find now by any means. At least original prints.
Well, you know what collection I liked? The collection of these top 10 grossing movies of '95.
Our next subject of the night or topic.
Let's go down from 10 to 1.
Oh, that's backwards on his slideshow. You're making Rob's job difficult.
Why would you go from 1 to 10?
Because that's how we've always done it.
That's a dumb way to do it, I think.
And
You say that in our 6th episode in All the Good Culture.
To be honest, I zoned out every time we did the movie. And also, it's your thing, so you do it. But I'm whipping it up, changing it up, Big Willie style.
Please stop whipping it out.
Yeah, don't whip it.
I got me a rock and roll band. It's a free for all.
Do we need to separate you guys?
Probably. Oh shit! I put the wrong.
Yeah, you're
thing.
probably
Yes,
gonna need
we're
to.
docking.
Ooh.
Separate us.
Please stop. Okay, so
Yeah, we're gonna
anyway,
move on
starting
from
at
that
number
one.
10, then I guess.
Apparently, we're starting at number 10.
All right, you ready?
Okay, kick us off here.
Number 10, coming in at 262. What's that?
Million.
Is that 262 million?
That's a million.
Wow. 262 million worldwide. Number 10, Jumanji.
So
You can
when
do
you,
it. You
when you
did
think
it.
about
Good
today's
job.
standards, some of our top ones, they're grossing over $1 billion to $2 billion. 200 millions is like, okay, opening weekend.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
That
that's
was
seriously
Friday,
what
right?
that was.
Friday.
That was Infinity War opening weekend was like
Yeah.
262 million. I think more than that.
It was
Star
more
Wars.
than
I think it
that.
was like 500 domestic or something
It was
crazy.
way higher than that.
But
Anyway,
yeah, that's insane.
One of my favorite childhood movies, for sure.
It's unfortunate the sequel was not that great.
What?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I
matter of
love the
opinion, still
sequel.
haven't seen it. Let's move on.
Love
We've had
the
this argument before.
Not that great.
I wouldn't even call it a sequel, to be honest with you.
That's what I tried to say.
Okay, the second of the same name.
But it wasn't a continuation. Yes, it was the second of the same name.
Well, it wasn't the exact same name.
It's not a continuation directly, but it definitely
It does reference the original.
yeah,
Yeah, it references it.
which is a continuation
Oh,
ish.
Called an Easter egg. Moving
yeah.
on.
Thank you.
After Jumanji.
Waterworld. I liked this movie.
I've never seen it.
Ugh.
Never really
Why are
wanted
you
to.
uching?
Ugh.
What's with the
It's
uch?
so bad.
No.
Yes.
Whatever.
I was
Coming
I
from
was
the guy
coming-
who didn't like the second Jumanji movie.
It's not that great.
Waterworld's worse.
I was coming
Well,
off of Kevin
sure.
Costner's Robin Hood.
Do you
I
say,
was
well, that's
excited
true?
to watch
Sure.
Waterworld, and it was.
I enjoyed
not good.
Waterworld. Whatever. I enjoyed Waterworld.
I didn't care for it.
Andrew loves the next one.
Hold
I
on.
loved
Which
the next
which
one.
thing are you talking about, Trevor? Jumanji, sequel, not sequel, or Waterworld? I think he's talking about Enter the Jungle. Welcome to the Jungle.
Welcome to the jungle.
Welcome to the Jungle.
Yeah. I don't know.
We've got fun and games. Anyway.
Capser. Cancer, the friendly ghost.
Wow.
Andrew, I think you like this one. Why do you like this one?
Devin Sawa.
You don't.
Devin
Hey,
Sawa.
enjoy Mr. Coffee.
Do we have it on Plex?
Is that why you like Idle Hands?
I mean, she likes Idle Hands because it's a good movie. Goddammit.
Idle Hands is great.
She likes
movie.
Idle
But
Hands
it's
for
not
all
like
the
it's not
reasons.
like a good movie. It's a great, fun movie.
Awful movie, yeah.
No, it's fucking great. Are you kidding me? When Seth Rogen, have you seen Idle Hands?
Yeah.
Where he goes, look at me, I'm Leatherface.
Andrew Lana cheered. Hip hip.
Hooray!
Yeah, see, we got a thing going here.
I don't know if I care for that, but I'm.
So I enjoyed Casper. It's on one of my annual movies that we attempt to watch because of Halloween.
Kristen Ricci.
Hey, Devin Sawa, call me.
There you go.
He can't call you. He died. in
JTT.
between,
He's not like JTT though. He doesn't like when girls poop.
That's a weird
He
thing.
can't call anybody. He died.
You don't
from a brick to
remember
the
our
head.
Sega night when we were playing The Lion King
Oh yeah.
and we were talking about JTT?
Oh, the fact that you
Ever-
referenced that—that's impressive.
All right,
can't
so
remember last week.
this next movie hurts my feelings because it's one of those that like it was really well done and it was really good, but holy shit, man, this movie is a rough ride.
I still need
Not
to
a rough
see. I still
ride.
need to see it.
A rough ride.
Wait, you haven't seen this movie?
DNA movie night, man.
Yeah, I still need to see this movie.
That's the song Bob cheered. Hip hip.
Hooray!
Thanks for the cheers. And 7. You know, you didn't mention it, so I'm going to mention it for you. We found, I guess, irony.
Yeah.
Maybe
not.
Coincidence.
Coincidence, we'll go with the 7th ranking film of the top 10 is 7.
Yeah, made me laugh.
And it made $777,777,777
not accurate whatsoever.
Come at me, Bob.
Prove Rob wrong Mondays.
Prove me wrong.
I'm not.
Oh wait, did he
I
ever
didn't
say
that?
Did he
Signed
ever
up.
say what
It's your
movie
new
he was
show.
talking about?
He said
Andrew
Waterworld.
Lonachin, hip hip.
Hooray!
All right.
He said what? And yeah, he said Waterworld gets shit on more than it deserves.
Yeah, thank you. Okay. There
But
we
no,
go.
seriously, Seven was.
It's because you shit
It's
in
one
water.
of those movies. Oh my god, I can't think of his name. Kevin Spacey is in it. Morgan Freeman, Brad Pitt.
It's got a great ensemble.
What's her
No,
name?
it's one that I really want to see.
Gwyneth Paltrow.
Gwyneth Paltrow.
Oh, spoiler.
alert!
What's in the box?
Okay, so you know that.
Possibly one of
Yeah.
the most iconic movies and moments in movies. In the
No, I know
90s,
about.
so-
I've watched that individual scene.
Do you
Okay.
guys want a piece of random trivia?
Yeah.
Sure, let's have random
So they
trivia.
made the head for that scene, and it was deemed too gruesome to show. So instead, they took the head and they used it for the movie where she dies from that weird ass outbreak or whatever it is. They used her head in that movie as her dead body when she dies, because she dies in like the first 10 minutes of the movie from the outbreak, and they used her head from Seven. Like how many years later? 10 years later or something?
Did they not show the head
hold
in
on.
Seven?
No, it was deemed too violent, and they
Too
just
So
I
how are you
actually-
supposed to know that that's what's in there? Does he say it? Like, does he say a line?
They-
It's the way they present the
Yeah,
scene.
they make it clear.
I think he says it's her head.
Yeah.
Doesn't he?
I actually read a thing about that thing that said that wasn't true, and so now I don't know if it is or isn't.
I feel like
Uh-oh.
To the Googler.
Prove Rob wrong next Monday.
Next movie, we'll go to the
Or-
next one while you search.
Or every conversation with Rob.
The next movie, number 6 on the list, is gonna be.
Hold on. Nightbot got in the conversation.
Oh, what did
now.
Nightbot say?
It doesn't pop up in the chat because the bots are disabled on the on-screen
What do
chat.
you say?
Apparently, he's yelling at Raven Knight. So who wants to dance? Stop spamming caps. Warning.
that's because Raven Knight
Fucking
yelled,
Nightbot.
"What's in the box?"
Oh,
And then he repeated it with no caps.
Lord, what's in the box? You guys gonna whisper?
Sorry, I won't yell it anymore.
We're just gonna whisper on this chat now.
What's in the box?
Guys,
Okay, so
the rest of them, quiet, Rob. God, it's quiet time.
I'm sorry, we don't want to anger the Nightbot.
The Nightbot.
Nightbot's sleeping.
Okay, but I'm really far away from the microphone, so I'm gonna
He
move
watches you shower.
on. The next movie, I kind of legitimately don't understand how it outgrossed Seven and Jumanji.
I do.
I do because it's
I'm not wearing
Batman. And it's living off the success that was Batman Returns, which was actually really well done.
Yeah.
And you're talking about Nicole Kidman, Val Kilmer, Tommy Lee Jones, Jim Carrey, Chris O'Donnell. These are all hot actors at this time period. Of course, it's going to bring people in.
It's gonna bring them in, but they don't come back.
Well, that's the thing.
Well, but that's
Just
what-
because a
that's what
movie
I don't
grosses a lot of money doesn't mean it's great. Avatar, I'm talking to you. So,
Whoa.
no, I'm
No, he's
sorry.
right.
Which Avatar?
The one is the highest grossing film of all time, Avatar.
Both of them.
It's good.
Avatar is not good.
Movie's trash. You're trash. Move on.
Thank you.
Y'all done.
Like, what's the title of this? That's all.
Eat some shrooms.
Not so silent, Bob. Shit. Hip, hip.
Hooray!
So-
Hey, King. Good night.
Speaking of Avatar, this is a fantastic segue because Avatar is essentially this movie.
Pocahontas.
It is Pocahontas.
Is Pocahontas a bad movie?
No,
No,
because it's an
because it was
original
the original.
story.
No,
No, it is not.
Dances with Wolves.
Holy shit, it's not.
Dances with Wolves.
First of all, Pocahontas
Done
is
with
in
you.
no way,
Done
shape,
with
or
you.
form.
Okay,
The first
let's
time
talk
they did
about
this
Grandmother
story.
Willow in Avatar. I mean Pocahontas. Okay, they're interchangeable. Let's talk about John Smith. Or wasn't the guy in Avatar JS something? Oh, okay, that's a weird coincidence.
I'm not saying that Avatar wasn't a retread, but so
It's
was
a
Pocahontas.
rip-off.
So was Pocahontas.
Whatever, Disney did it, it's fine.
Simpsons did it.
I can't even with you anymore. We're
No,
just
we
moving
can
on.
because
Yes.
the show is on Tuesdays. Trav is always fucking right.
This is a Thursday.
That's
I
true.
know.
Which means we're 2 days removed from your ridiculousness.
You're
Well, this was
ridiculous.
one of my favorite movies of all time.
Was it
This
your
was actually
favorite
good.
or was it your favorite N64 game? Because
Oh,
I think
I
there's.
Yes.
I
We
love
have
the
Andrew
movie.
Lana cheering real quick. Hip hip.
Hooray!
So, did you really love this movie though?
Yeah, I did. I loved
Okay.
this movie.
It's
But
good.
I think it was because I liked the game so much that the movie had all the stuff from the game.
Right.
So I was watching the movie. I'm like, oh my god,
You're
that's
thinking
silly.
of the game.
Yeah.
I actually didn't play the game until after I saw the movie. So I didn't have that interaction, but the two things
Didn't the
that
game come out before the movie?
I agree.
That doesn't change that I didn't play it until after. I was poor in the 90s. What do you want from me? I didn't even
Or
own
was
the
it
64.
way late? No. The
think it was
game came
after.
out
It
after
came out
Tomorrow Never
way after.
Dies, I think.
I don't think it was that far. but it was
I
definitely
want to
after
say it
that.
was.
You could
Prove
be right,
Rob
I
wrong
don't know.
Mondays.
I don't know. But what I will say about GoldenEye is
Let's
Goldeneye is
go
a great
Apollo
movie.
13. Let's go.
No, it's a great game.
Alec Trevelyan.
Yeah.
Chat's talking about it. This is a great movie.
This was also a good movie.
Andrea, for some reason, says she has never seen it, even though we watched it a handful of times.
I actually haven't seen it.
What?
What?
Apollo 13.
It didn't really interest me.
It's a good movie.
I've
though.
never seen Apollo 13.
Oh, yes, you have. You have watched it with me so many times, and you say you haven't seen it every time. This is a fantastic movie. And again, I can't say enough, and we've said about Tom Hanks multiple times in this 90s thing. He has knocked it out of the park in his 90s films with historical, his historical accurate films.
Who?
Tom Hanks. He absolutely loves...
Tom Hanks.
Yeah,
That's the guy.
Tom Hanks. He absolutely loves history. If you haven't watched the 70s or 80s,
Everything
or
he says is a
the
stitch.
60s,
I
watch the
have
documentary series 60s, 70s, and 80s on Netflix.
Yeah.
Those are really good. They were produced by Tom Hanks, so he's one of the executive producers on it. But again, he's fantastic. I have nothing but positive things to say about Apollo 13. It was an incredible tragic event, and it was just a really, really good film.
Yeah, it was a really solid film. I enjoyed it a lot.
The people who didn't live in that movie, you know what they did? They died hard.
That's true.
With vengeance.
But everyone lived in Apollo 13.
You don't know that.
I do know that.
You're not a doctor.
Historical
That was-
film.
that
A couple
was-
people probably died from cancer.
Wow.
Nope.
Not in the movie though.
Not in the
They're in the
movie.
same world. It counts.
It's a movie.
Prove me wrong. Mondays.
That's his day.
Prove Rob wrong through me. Prove me wrong through Rob.
Good God.
Tom Hanks. I actually never seen the full Die Hard with Vengeance. I've seen bits and pieces of it.
This is actually,
That's a good one.
it's up there. It rivals the original for my favorite in the franchise.
Ooh.
Jeremy Irons, Samuel L. Jackson, Bruce Willis.
Sure.
Great movie.
Great
Loved everything
cast,
about it.
but the
First one was
original,
great.
yeah, good story, the original. And here's the debate. Is the first one a Christmas movie?
I think Bruce
Bruce
Willis
Willis?
actually said something about it recently.
Did
he
he?
did, but
He
was
was-
that
he
his
was-
roast?
Oh,
Was it?
Yeah,
so
Was
we
it
don't
his
on the
know.
roast?
roast of Bruce Willis. He said, "Let me get this out of the way right now. Die Hard is not a fucking Christmas movie."
Oh, but it is. It takes place on Christmas Eve. And the reason he's
Bruce
there...
Willis?
Yeah, no, he's wrong, though. It takes place on Christmas Eve, and the reason he's there is because of Christmas.
That's like the
So-
Jeff Gift guy saying.
You know what Jack Skellington
that
said?
guy.
His movie's a Thanksgiving movie because it's between two. It's in the middle.
So,
I mean, I'm thankful they made it.
To close out the GoldenEye thing real quick, GoldenEye the
all
game
good.
came out in August of '97. Tomorrow Never Dies came out in December of '97.
I knew it was around the same
So
time.
they were real close, but GoldenEye the game actually did come before Tomorrow Never
Whatever. I
Dies.
knew
But it was
this-
2 years after the movie.
it's all
Trevor
still-
said he
a
may like
big
this
break.
Die Hard better than the original.
Thank you, Trevor.
God, you guys are so wrong on everything.
It's a hard fight, but this is a really good one.
So
I really like Jeremy Irons, though.
the number one movie of 1995, no surprise, is Toy Story.
Still amazing to this day.
Yep.
Yep, absolutely stands up, no question.
Can I just say that I almost like in the third one, just
Oh, it's depressing.
Dude, I cried twice.
Are
in
you-
the
are
movie.
you-
Three
shitting
times.
me?
Are you excited for the fourth?
I
Or do you
Uh,
think it's
don't
too
know.
much at
I
this
feel
point?
like it's too much. I'm gonna go see it because I'm a consumer whore. But
yeah.
Us? I don't know.
I got a fart.
oh
Wow.
Wow, that was a
that.
big one.
Moving on.
Let's see.
Some notable releases that year.
Well, hold on. There's some info about these movies here.
Yes. So Die Hard with a Vengeance released in theaters becomes the year's second highest grossing film, although it did remain the highest until 2014 when Toy Story overtook it in re-releases.
May 24th, Braveheart is released to critical and commercial success, directed by and starring Mel Gibson. It goes on to win 5 Academy Awards, including Best Picture and Best Director.
Fucking
Dude's
Mel
a total
Gibson.
nut
Nut.
bar, but that is such a good movie.
Remember the South Park
It's
episode
so
of him?
long, I do.
on hand.
It is so long though. 2 VHSs, y'all.
Yeah. Pocahontas has the
weren't Kate
largest
Winslet
premiere.
boobs in it.
It's true. Ever premiering in Central Park, New York, with an audience of 100,000 free admission.
Yeah.
It's a good jam. November 17th, after a 6-year hiatus, the James Bond film series resumes with the successful GoldenEye, with Pierce Brosnan as Bames John.
Bames John, I like Bames John.
Bame's the name.
So Toy Story's release debuting at number 1 and remained on the film charts for 18 weeks, marking the first feature-length film created completely using CGI. So that's interesting. And it showed too. Like if you watch that back today, it looks a little dated to
Yeah.
today's standards, but it doesn't look horrible.
You know something I didn't realize that started in the first movie, but I had absolutely no idea about until after I'd seen the third one, is that if you watch when they blink, they never blink both eyes at the same time. They blink in sequence, one eye then the other.
Why?
I don't know.
That's
I've never
weird.
been able to find a real answer why, but somebody said that. Bob cheered again.
Hey,
Kevin.
Cheers! Hip hip!
Hooray!
Let's talk
But,
about some notable releases.
Now, I
whether
will say
you've
before
seen-
before we talk about these notable releases,
Notables.
notable releases, 95 is a great year for movies.
Holy shit, yeah.
I know one specific reason why you're gonna
Yeah,
get super
hell
hyped.
yeah.
Samesies, dude, up top, right now. Give me.
I mean, that movie's
I read
good.
this list
It's-
to Sarah on the way
it's-
over here.
It's my favorite Disney movie
It's fine.
of all time,
That's,
and it's true.
It's one of my favorite movies, period.
Ready
It's
to-
not
I will
this
agree
one.
with you.
we already talked about.
It's not the first one, but the first one is.
Speaking of Sandler, Billy Madison.
He's trying to not hit his head on the weekly dosage.
Yeah.
I know he's so mad. That's what I get mad when this comes on too. I'm like, really, another one of these?
No more pills.
So
Next notable release is one I've actually never seen.
Samesies.
Tank Girl.
you've never seen Tank Girl?
Nope.
It's worth checking out.
I hear
So
that.
she's most recently in
Who is
Orange
that?
is the New Black.
Who is it?
And her, what is her name? Short hair. Orange is the New Black has the older lady has the raspy voice.
Red?
No, not Red. Tank Girl. She's in Tank Girl.
Oh, the older lady that has the.
Lori
yoga-
Petty?
yoga
Lori
drawings?
Petty. No,
Lori Petty.
Lori Petty.
I looked it up. It's Lori Petty.
Oh, the crazy one.
Yes, thank you.
Oh.
Anyway.
Anyways, she was
Also-
fantastic.
Also a great movie. Totally makes me sad every time I think about it.
Tommy boy.
Tommy boy.
Love this
Too
movie.
soon, man. Too soon.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Here we go.
And now,
Drum roll.
my favorite movie, my favorite Disney movie, and one of my favorite movies of all time, a Goofy movie. Are you kidding me? This is
Such a good movie.
I just rewatched this like 2 weeks ago. Oh, I was singing all of the songs.
It's good. It's
Great.
What's got to be Who's Bowl?
It's hard to be cool when your dad is goofy.
What?
He had to break 500 in the Cheers.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
No way, it's got to be your boy.
Yeah. I forgot. I haven't seen the movie in a
Tommy
long
Boy
time.
reference. And then next one, my friend.
So if you like action films, this one spawned a sequel, and there's still talk about doing a third. I don't know if that's actually.
Yeah, they keep kicking it around. Every couple of years it pops back up. One or the other of them's like, yeah, I'll do it. But then nothing ever comes of it.
Well, I think money is in favor of other projects for Will Smith, and then.
Martin Lawrence is like, I'll do it.
Yeah, I need this. I need it. I need this,
what
bro.
is he doing these days besides drugs?
I think he has.
I
Whoa.
kid.
Whoa. Yeah, I don't know. I think he might.
I mean, he got in a lot of trouble for, I want to say, coke for a while.
Next on the list is another one of my favorite movies. Not really like favorite, but I love it. It's Friday.
It's a good movie.
Yeah.
Damn.
I do love Friday. And this one's actually going to pop up again in the next thing.
Mm-hmm.
Friday after next or this movie?
No, it
Bye,
will reference
Felicia.
Friday again.
So yeah, that's where Bye Felicia came from, which
Bye,
is
Felicia.
funny that within the last few years it became a trend again 20 years later.
Yeah. Like, out of nowhere.
Randomly out of
I
nowhere.
wonder if any of the people who are using it now
Knew where that came from?
Yeah.
Like, I want to say half the people did. That's it.
I did.
Well, sure, I'm saying because
But you're from this generation.
right,
I'm
you
talking
knew
about
it.
like these 16,
Talking the
18-year-olds
kids, right,
who are like,
who the movie
"Bye,
came on."
Felicia," and it's like, do you even know what that is?
Right.
I had a call when I first started at U of M,
I remember this.
and this chick, her name was Felicia, and I helped her with something, and then I got to say bye Felicia. So as soon as I didn't say it with the accent like bye Felicia, it's like okay, bye Felicia.
You should have.
I wanted to, but as soon as I got off the
Nice.
call, I took my headset off. Like Judd Nelson.
My old boss's name was Felicia. I worked for her for a year, so every day I got to go, bye, Felicia. As a,
Bye,
and
Felicia.
she was like, I'm so over that.
I'm
but I
so
still said
over
You're like,
that.
I'm not.
That's
Yeah.
my name.
And I hated that job. It was the only thing that made me happy.
Next one on the list here, I watched
Hey,
a
Brittany,
lot.
thanks for joining the stream.
Hi,
Welcome to the
Brittany.
show.
Welcome to the show. So the next one I watched, whether it's great or not, I couldn't tell you, but I enjoyed it back then. Congo.
I don't think I remember this.
It's from a
movie.
book. So
Yeah, it was Michael
Michael
Crichton.
Mike and Crichton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you say, Mike and Crichton?
Mike and Crichton. Yeah, it's like Mike and Ike's,
Mike and
but it's
Crichton.
better.
We'll get Not So Silent Bob to chime in on this one in a minute, I feel, if he's paying attention.
Well, he like Congo?
He likes Michael
He's a
Crichton.
huge fan of Michael Crichton.
Okay. Oh, I mean, he put up a lot of
And his
books.
his game, like his email
Almost
address is
every-
like Crichton.
Almost every one of
1982.
his books for like 10 years was getting made into movies.
Trevor says the movie was okay. The book was real good.
Yes, the book was definitely better.
I mean, it's very rare that that's not the case, though.
That's true.
It's extremely rare.
The next one on the list here we got is Judge Dredd.
This movie was one of those ones where I can't even pretend like it's any kind of good. It is a terrible film.
Brittany, did you like the movie or the book?
And it's a shit adaptation of Judge Dredd. But I
So do you
love
like
this
the
movie.
remake better?
If we're literally just
Hey, thanks for the follow.
Nice.
Awesome.
Dig it. We're gonna have to update that GIF.
I like that GIF
Animation.
though.
Well, I know, but it just doesn't make any sense anymore.
What happened to the other one?
What other one? Oh.
Yeah, what happened to that one?
We'll have to put that one back.
No, I guess that's fair. No, but anyway, if we're comparing the two, Judge Dredd and Dredd, I actually think Dredd was a better film.
Can't remember
and a
what his
better
gamer tag
adaptation.
is.
Crichton 1982.
It's a Farscape reference?
Yeah, because the main character of Farscape was named Crichton.
Oh.
Okay, look, again, I love the movie.
You're arguing. You're not
I
on the
do
screen.
like
You're
it, but-
yelling at your camera when you're not on the screen. Judge Dredd's fine.
Yeah,
Dredd was really good.
absolutely.
The appeal to Dredd over Judge Dredd is obviously the improved visual effects.
Well, not just that, but it is a much more accurate representation of the character. He never takes his helmet off. He's very, like, by his own book. Like, he's the judge.
But you got
You know
Stallone,
what I
of
mean?
course he's going to take the helmet off.
Well, I know.
Yeah, we should have Carl Urban.
I'm not dogging the
He was
decisions
in
made
Doom.
at the time. You know what I mean? But
Rob Schneider
it was
stapler. derp, derp.
He's the movie poster.
Rob Schneider is a carrot.
Derp. The next one is another one of my favorites.
Oh yeah, guilty
movie's
pleasure
really
for
good.
sure.
Yeah, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie.
Could
not
not for us then. I
wait
still
for
feel
this
like
one to
it's
come
for
out.
us now.
The reason why is because the cast of this. Oh, my camera did something weird. The cast of this was the original.
Earlier.
Yeah, the cast of this was the original cast from the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Not true.
Oh, right, because
No, they replaced,
Aisha and
Zachary black, pink, and yellow.
Aisha was new, and who was the other dude that was
no,
new?
Pink Ranger was still Kimberly.
Oh yeah, it was.
Yes, she was transitioning out though right after this.
Yeah.
No, okay, it wasn't
Yes.
the original.
Hold
it
on.
was
Well, you know,
It was
you
not
talk,
the
I'll say it in
original.
chat.
Aisha replaced the Yellow Ranger.
yeah, but that was because they were transitioning.
Anderlon
to the,
cheered, hip hip.
hooray! It's because
Yeah,
they were
and the Black Ranger was
transitioning.
the other one.
Yeah, it's because they were transitioning into the next iteration of Power Rangers.
Well, right, but half of them stuck with it throughout the transition, and then the rest.
Right. So I was wrong when I say it wasn't the original, but
Right.
it was.
It was in a transitional
Yeah.
period because this was the end of the majority of the original cast.
I'm a frog.
Yeah, he's a frog.
He was so bad about it. I remember people dogging the costumes in this movie because they.
I love
no
them.
I was
plastic
not
armor,
dogging
but
the
I thought they were
Australian
cool.
chick costume on the island when they went there. Holy
Fun fact
crap.
about her.
Ivan
Do you know who was
Lewis.
supposed to play her?
No.
Mariska Hargitay.
Yeah.
The chick.
There's actually
Yeah.
there's pictures of her in costume for that and everything.
the chick from Law and Order
Laura
SVU.
Benson, the girl cop that's been on the show since.
You've never seen
literally day
SVU?
one.
You would immediately know.
You would know who
if
she is
saw
when
a
you saw her
picture
face.
Immediately.
You know what? I'm just gonna go find a picture and put that shit on the screen. real
Yeah,
quick.
but she was supposed to be that
Ooze.
chick.
Yeah, Pepto Bismol. Yeah, I know.
Ooze. You'll know her as soon as her.
We're in trouble.
One of my playlists on Spotify has all the songs from the original.
The Chili Peppers Higher Ground
So
when they're
good.
skydiving on
Yeah.
that's
That
phenomenal.
dude, that's the beginning of the movie. It gets you so hyped. Oh,
The special effects though are awful.
they're bad, but
The end sequence with the monorail and all that,
Yeah.
so bad. The Zords look terrible.
no, they were bad. But like when you first saw it, and you're like,
When you're a kid, that looks
Yeah.
awesome.
but even now it's the nostalgia factor for me. It's like, God, I loved this movie when I was a kid.
I watched it
and like every
cringe.
little piece, I'm like, oh my God, I remember this part. She's like, have a nice trip. See you next fall. She whips that guy.
There you
So
go.
that's
Oh, is that
like-
Mariska Hargitay?
Yeah.
God,
I told
she
you
looks-
there's set photos of her in costume.
She looks banging.
Right?
You can see my eyes.
All right, I'm taking her off the screen now, y'all.
Please don't.
Too late.
Interesting. How late did they switch that then? Because I mean,
It was pretty late in the process.
Yeah. Again.
I mean, she
you
wasn't
can
heavily.
see-
That character wasn't heavily featured, but like.
No, but
No,
you can
but
see
it was a
the
turning
Power
point in the
Rangers
story, though.
were.
Well,
the
right, it
Power
was an
Rangers were in
important
costume.
Right,
they were-
right.
You know what I mean?
It's-
They had begun filming, and I don't remember why she dropped out, but
I knew at one point, but I forgot.
yeah.
Well,
Samesies.
Oh my God.
so
Dude.
we loved this movie. It was a great movie. We'll go on to the next one, kind of get through these notables. Next one is going to be The Indian in the Cupboard.
Watched this a lot as a kid.
I did too. It was
I
a
read
pretty
the
good
book, but I never watched the movie ever.
It was pretty good.
fine.
I don't
Actually, I read
remember
all
anything
the
about
books.
it.
We watched it in school a lot
Oh.
because it was a movie from.
I
a
did
book.
like the next movie though.
Same. I occasionally refer to this as a guilty pleasure movie, but it's actually one of my favorite movies of all time, and will also
Really?
come up on one of the next lists
Yeah.
because of the first major appearance of an actor in this movie. Well, in feature film. Anyway.
We'll get to it.
Yeah.
Dr. Science. Clueless is
Super good.
I think I know who the first appearance actor is in this movie.
Maybe.
Paul Rudd.
Well, you have the list in front of you.
Also,
It's
yes.
not on that.
I have no
I've never
just saying.
I've never read the list. I wasn't about to go
Oh yeah,
down
the
and look
TV,
at it.
the TV show was also pretty good. It was a pretty decent
Flash
adaptation.
Tack.
Yes.
Are you like just shitting out? What the fuck?
Moving on.
This was a good movie. I saw this in theaters.
I didn't see it in theaters, but I did see it. And I
How
did
they
like
always
it.
zeroed in the black screen all the way in the spotlight on the mice singing and like the
Mhm.
transitional scenes.
Yeah.
I thought that was, as a kid, I'm like, oh, this is awesome.
This next movie I actually haven't seen.
Usual Suspects?
Yeah.
I'm gonna take
Andrea's seen this
oppor-
one.
I'm gonna take this opportunity to say me neither. Actually.
What?
Yeah.
Wow. So when I said it, it's okay.
Yeah, but I'm not surprised anymore by you.
Okay,
I don't mean that in
immediately
a mean
go
way,
home and
but-
watch this movie.
I mean, I'm gonna immediately go home and go to bed.
Yeah, you probably should do that.
Let's see. Next on the list, we got The Babysitter's Club.
I've never seen this one.
Actually,
not the demographic though.
I saw this movie in passing because I had nieces.
Is this the one that Chris Hemsworth is in? No, not Chris Hemsworth.
I was say he'd be awfully young for that.
No. I'm sorry. The reason I thought that was I think there's a character named Thor.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
Sarah,
What?
help me here. Babysitter's Club. Is that the one with the dude named Thor? You don't know what I'm talking about?
Adventures in Babysitting?
Oh, that's the other one. Sorry, Babysitters. I was close. Who
Oh.
was that
I'm so
actor?
excited for the next one because it's another one that's
Vincent
a good one.
D'Onofrio.
yeah.
Oh, really?
Vincent D'Onofrio. Let's do the next one, which is another one of my favorites from my childhood, Mortal Kombat.
I have to call this a guilty pleasure movie because it does not stand up.
It
Oh,
stands up for the nostalgia factor, but not
Like
like
nothing else.
it's hard to get through now.
Yeah, it's
Like, it
it's
really
not good.
is.
That's my-
I loved Christopher Lambert, whatever you want to call him.
I haven't
Just people
seen
argue about that as Raiden,
Kaiser Soze.
but a ton of people hated it.
Well, because he was a horrible interpretation of Raiden. Like,
Mortal Kombat's Raiden.
whatever. Raiden wins.
Which
Raiden.
one? Babysitter's Club or Mortal Kombat?
Oh, Mortal Kombat.
Moto. The thing that got people in was the soundtrack. Let's be real. KMFDM.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kelly, huh?
it was a fun campy experience.
The
though.
next
Like,
one
I can't shit on it too much.
I do want to see eventually, but I haven't seen yet.
Are you done?
Tu Wong Fu.
I
Thanks for
actually
everything,
really
Julie
enjoyed
Newmar.
this movie.
It's a good movie.
I do. I heard good things, and I just haven't seen it.
I didn't see it for several years after it released, but once I finally did see it, mostly on accident, even, I really enjoyed it. It was good.
God, this year was great for movies because the
Yeah.
next one we got is Hackers.
Yup.
Which, Rob, if you're watching or watching back later, you did miss that one. This is Rob's. I don't know if it still is, but it was his favorite movie for the longest time. Not this Rob, but Rob.
What were their
Rob.
names?
You know Rob.
Crash and Burn.
Rob.
Crash and Burn. Crash
So
Override.
shout out.
That's what I was thinking.
Rob. Shout out.
Crash Override.
One of Andrea's favorites is the next one here.
I love this movie.
Empri Records.
God, it's got. Is that Ethan Embry?
Yes. Mark.
He's so good.
But I spelled it with a C, because, like, my real name's with a K. No? Okay.
Such a good movie.
One of Rob's favorite movies.
Totally,
Showgirls.
dude. That was a weird poster, and it was not a great movie.
They
This gets played on
Whose phone is going
TV
off?
so
I think that
often.
one's mine at this point.
I keep like trying to check my notifications. I think it's mine.
That conversation, that's my family.
Another one of Andrea's favorites.
I'd have to open it.
Literally or
No, legit.
okay.
Mallrats.
Mallrats.
This is a phenomenal film.
Love this movie.
There was one Christmas that I got her all of.
I actually quoted
Kevin
this movie in
Smith's,
our chat the other day. What's a
films. Like, what was it, like 6 movies I bought you that year?
Yeah.
Even, what was it, the hard one to find was with Dogma?
Is that hard to find?
Well, expensive to find, because it's out of print.
It's the best effing movie ever.
It's pretty good.
It is up there. Solid film.
Again,
One of the ones that I don't know if you watched a lot, but this one I watched over and over again because I was a huge Jim
Yeah,
Carrey fan.
again, great movies for this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls.
1995.
Was
knocked
this one
it
the
out of
first one?
park.
This was the second one.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Guano.
Chicago, you're out of here!
Oh my god, I wonder if I have the gift.
It's so funny.
Are you talking about the one where he comes out of the rhino?
No.
Hey, psst, Bumblebee Tuna. Excuse me, your balls are showing. It's the Monopoly guy.
Bumblebee Tuna.
Me and my friends used to go around going, just for no reason, go, Bumblebee Tuna! Just super loud by
This
itself.
shit's so funny. He was
Yeah.
so good in this.
When he eats the guano, it's disgusting, but he's like, guano.
He runs out of the back end. So
I
fucking
rewatched
stupid.
the first one a while back, and it still holds up.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, just-
Laces out, Dan.
Places out, Dan.
Finkel is Einhorn. Einhorn is Finkel.
Einhorn is a man.
This is so good. So good.
I laughed the hardest when I rewatched it is when he was plunging his mouth.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
He's amazing.
While you find the gift, we're gonna hop on to the next one.
Cool.
Species.
Suspicious.
This movie is kind of.
Kind of amazing being a 10-year-old boy getting to see a lot of boobies.
Yeah.
Because I had a friend down the street. His name, I can't recall.
Was Boobies?
No, his name was not Boobies.
Oh.
Maybe Ryan, I want to go with.
After that.
I can't remember his name. It doesn't matter. That's not relevant to the story. But he came running down because he got a videotape of this movie and he's like, "Hey, can Travis, come watch a movie with me?" And my dad's like, "Sure. Why's the hype on this? What's going on?" And he's like, "Oh, it's just a science fiction movie called Species." And I don't know if my dad knew or not. He's like, "Oh." He's like, "Yeah, go play." So we're all like us three dudes
play.
right. Us three dudes are sitting on the couch, and I'm like watching this. And I'm like, "Oh my god, so many tits, so many." I was so super excited at 10 years old to see
You're
that.
like, I suddenly want some milk.
Right. Like I just remember, I'm like, why am I so interested in this? There's that change in
Your sexual
hormones.
awakening.
my sexual awakening. Hashtag that. That sounds.
Hashtag that.
Hashtag.
So did you find the gift?
Sexual
All right.
seduction.
While you're uploading that, we're gonna kick over to some debuts for the year of '95.
Debuts.
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 Oh, my parting note for Species while I'm switching over to what you guys are talking about next is.
Don't show the tits.
I'm not
show
gonna-
the tits.
Not on this show.
No,
No, not here.
My parting note about yes, she does stick her tongue out the back of a dude's skull in Species.
But I
is,
mean, the things she could do with it.
that came back into pop culture.
I think it won Best Kiss that year's MTV.
That's not a joke.
I'm
I
pretty sure
legitimately-
When
she's
she
right.
made out with the thing and it stuck.
Like went through the back of his head.
Yeah.
I think that was nominated for Best Kiss, and I'm about 99% sure it actually won. And she
I'm
went
sure
up
it did
on
at the
stage.
MTV Movie Awards, but not at the Oscars.
I
I don't think
I
that's
know,
a
but
category.
I
of
was
the
just saying, like, I
Oscars.
don't think it would have.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
It
that's not
makes
category.
sense for the MTV Awards.
Yeah.
Best romantic relationship. Oscar award winning. Species.
Species.
But no. So that came back into the pop culture consciousness briefly when South Park was coming out on DVD, and in some of the intros for was it season 1? I can't remember if it was that early, but they did a bunch of vignettes to preempt episodes on the DVDs, and they had like 4 in a row where they were like, sometimes you just want to play Who's Natasha Henstridge with your buddies.
Yep. This is them sitting in the front of the camp with the dogs and stuff. Yeah.
Maybe that was
Don't
season
you
2.
wanna
Always
kiss the
different
girl?
Whoa. All right, for debuts.
Debuts.
Number 1, hit us. Hit us, Trav Bone.
He was a bad boy. He liked explosions.
And he does terrible movies.
I have watched so many of them, though. I can't be mad about it.
That's true.
Michael Bay. He did so many explosions that he got known for it. So if you want action, go watch a Michael Bay film.
If you want romance, watch this next one. Hayden Christensen in The Mouth of Madness.
Wow.
Isn't he dreamy?
A little weird.
You would go on and become Darth Vader. Weird. Spoiler, come on.
So this next one is a little known actor.
Oh,
You're Dinklage.
Don't do those jokes here.
Living in Oblivion. I like that top hat though. It's pretty. He looks pretty dapper as fuck. If I must say so myself.
Dapper as fuck.
Dapper as fuck.
Oh,
I didn't know that the next one he debuted in this movie.
Debut.
He debuted in this movie. Michael Clark Duncan in Friday.
Hi.
He was what was his character's name?
Friday.
I don't even remember.
He was
I'll have to look it
Thursday
up.
because he became before Friday. Have you ever seen Criminal Hearts?
I'm not.
Oh, well, this dude debuted in it.
Okay, this was a giant pain in the ass, by the way, because there are no images of this movie anywhere, but somebody posted the whole film, nudity and all, to YouTube.
You know, you can get away with that because of art.
Yep.
So, Will Ferrell.
But that messed me up. I'm trying to scroll through it on break at work, on my work PC, to find a clip of Will Ferrell, and I'm like,
oops.
oh god, that's nudity, get it off the screen.
Rob, we're going to need to put your reports on the big screen real quick. Whoa!
Please no.
Yeah, so Will Ferrell, he's had an interesting career since here. A lot of hits,
Oh.
a lot of misses.
For some reason, my brain went to Tiny
Tiny
Lister
Juice Lister.
as Debo.
Tiny
yeah.
Dancer.
Hold me closer, Tony Danza. That was Will Ferrell in Criminal Hearts.
Yes,
I knew you were doing
Will
that.
Ferrell. So, again, he's had some good things, some not so good things, a lot of not so good things. He's funny, though.
He was Craps player, uncredited.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
the
I actually
crap?
watched The House with Will Ferrell.
That's it.
No, we heard.
Yeah, it was the one where his daughter's going to college and they lose the scholarship, so they have to like make a casino, like run an illegal casino in one of their friends' houses, and Rafi is the guy whose house they.
Is that a Walking Dead splice clip?
Yeah.
Okay. That's clever.
That's it. That was the GIF. It just the Ace Ventura thing made me think of it. I was like,
I mean,
we'll
that's
find that real
that's
quick.
well done.
Yeah.
Let's see. The next one we got is Keira Knightley in Innocent Lies.
A
Who looks like
baby.
who looks like a young Michael Cera for some reason.
Well, yeah, weird.
A little off-putting.
A baby.
Next one Rob couldn't find a picture of, but Johnny Knoxville
This
appeared
guy.
in Desert Blues.
Which was apparently like wiped off the face of the earth. It's not on any streaming service. It's not on YouTube, obviously, because apparently it was decried as effectively softcore pornography.
Oh, okay.
So Knoxville before
So Knoxville
Jackass.
Wieners. in
Yeah.
it.
Well, Knoxville before Jackass, which we all know him infamously from now,
Yeah.
was a wannabe up-and-coming actor, right? So that's how people got involved. He had a talent, what do you call him? Like
Scout?
talent scout, talent agency he was going through and started placing these guys together. Like Jackass, these guys didn't hang out and grow up together. These are guys that had different success in different areas that they pieced together. Steve-O being from a carnival, Johnny Knoxville obviously being a wannabe actor at the time.
Bam Margera being a
Margera being a
skateboarder.
skateboarder, doing CKY before that. When CKY, of course, is the band his brother's
Oh my
in.
god, I still have my CKY videotape. I think it's CKY 3, and one of the clips in it is his ass hanging off the top of a parking garage and just shitting straight down.
So I mean, this
You
was
just see the
before.
turd going.
This was before YouTube, though.
Yeah.
Like, YouTube wasn't a thing until 2005. Jackass was getting major popularity in late, like 99, 2000.
Yeah.
And
CKY
eventually-
was before that too.
That's what I mean. CKY was even before that. So like,
Do you know what CKY stands for?
Can't Kill Yourself.
I'm just curious. That was just more curious. The band is good.
Yeah, no, I agree. So it's interesting how they pieced all these people together because you would think these are just a band of bros, right?
Yeah.
Like the way they act. But the reason they act that way, a lot of it is just they're all with fucking substance abuse issues.
Yeah.
I shouldn't laugh about that. And that's been the topic of tonight
You know who doesn't have a substance abuse issue? Jared Leto.
that we know of.
You're right.
This guy's a workaholic. This guy does it all, and he does it all.
He's addicted to
really,
his work.
Well, he does it all. And he does it all really well. Hell of a career as an actor.
Why the shit can't I think of the name of the movie?
Dallas Buyers Club.
No. Earlier. Way earlier.
Panic Room.
Nope. Him and
Fight Club.
Jennifer Connelly.
He was in Fight Club.
What is that movie?
I keep wanting to say A Beautiful Mind, but that's what, Russell Crowe?
Oh, yeah, that's,
Mm.
I'm going
Beautiful People by Marilyn Manson.
Well, Jared Leto taught us how to make an American quilt.
He did.
That's true. That is the movie this
That's
is
the
from.
movie this is from. He's, again, had a hell of a career. Amazing musician, amazing actor.
Except for
Method
Sylvester.
actor. So,
And the next one we got
Requiem
is...
for a Dream,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
where he definitely played so much drug addict.
Again,
Oh, God, that looks like a girl.
what is it? Chapter 27.
Oh, Jesus, Jeremy
another one.
Renner. That's Jeremy Renner in National Lampoon's Senior Trip.
That's Jeremy Renner.
He looks
Sorry,
like
right.
the skater kid.
The
from
90s did not treat you
Clueless.
well.
He looks like Brink.
He looks like the 90s didn't
No,
treat him well.
Clueless.
I don't remember this.
The skater kid that
What is his
Brittany
name?
Murphy hooks up
It's
with?
Travis in the movie.
It's not me.
Oh.
Yeah.
His name is
No,
Travis.
the character's name is Travis, but the actor who went on to also be
Oh,
Travis,
God, he's... Oh, my
I
God.
think he's the dude in The Librarians?
No.
Is he not?
No.
No, he just looks like that
Why?
dude. Oh,
You
yeah, no,
guys-
I always do that. I always
Breckenmeyer.
confuse him. That's it.
Breckenmeyer.
Brett-
Yeah,
yeah,
Breckenmeyer.
You guys
He looks like
seemed
Breckenmeyer.
clueless for a minute.
Oh,
Which featured a debuting Paul Rudd,
Rudd.
who is Ant-Man, or the Wasp.
Well, he's not the
He's not the
Wasp.
Wasp.
He's not.
I don't want to see him.
Spoiler alert. He becomes the Wasp in the third movie.
And our
He
last...
does both roles.
Our last debut from 1995 is Charlie's Therons
Theron.
in Children of the Corn 3 Urban Harvest.
Yikes.
The first 11 images that popped up for her appearing in that movie
Boobs?
were her dead,
Oh.
with like blood everywhere.
I mean, that's
And you
fine.
could tell it's her, and I was like, maybe I will. But then I didn't.
Wow, we have a lot of... We just have music to go through. So let's go through this. We've been going at this for a bit.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, this next section's always quick, so.
Yep. You want to go with number 1 this time?
Yep, we'll go in order. Top song of the year. Everyone remembers it because it was from Criminal Minds.
Yep.
Or Dangerous Minds. Sorry, Criminal Minds is something else.
TV
Criminal
show.
Minds is a TV show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dangerous Minds. So yes, Gangsta's Paradise. Everyone knows the lyrics to this song. If you don't, you were living under a rock in 1995, or you just weren't a thing.
Speaking of songs everybody can knows from 1995,
Mr. Boombastic.
but nobody knows the words except for those.
I didn't even know Shaggy was a thing in 95.
Oh, he
Yeah.
definitely was. Yeah.
Because
This was when he
all I
started.
know that is it wasn't me, you know?
That was later.
Yeah, was what 97 maybe?
Later
It
than
wasn't
that.
real long after.
It was
this
later
whole
than
thing.
that.
Yeah, whatever.
It wasn't me. Was like
99, 2000,
Really?
2001.
I
Yeah.
feel like that came.
It was high school for us.
yeah, it was definitely. 'cause
You
it was right
goddamn
about-
children.
It was retirement for Rob.
What was number 3,
I
Trav?
wish I was retired.
That would be Back for Good by Take That. A
Not sushi.
UK.
I don't know that song.
I think you would know it if you heard it.
I
Probably.
would turn it on, but no.
Yeah, we would not get a copyright flag for you. Take that,
We wouldn't.
because we would take that.
No,
and
we just get
fucking throw it
we
out.
just get muted. We wouldn't get a copy.
That's true. We'd be like, Godzilla.
Number 4 is "You Are Not Alone" by Jekyll Maxon.
You are not alone. Come on now. Hee hee. Ow.
It wasn't me. It was 2000. Says Andrew.
Yeah, she is
See?
correct.
Boom. Bastic.
This next band I absolutely have a
Hate.
disdain for.
I remember listening to that.
The Batmans.
And it's only popular because it was on the soundtrack. So
Band is just
you
garbage
choose,
trash.
yeah, Garbage Water.
I don't even remember this song
It's because it was garbage.
What song?
"Hold Me, Thrill Me, Kiss Me, Kill Me"
from Batman Forever.
by U2.
I don't know. It was trash. Just trash. Just trash.
All
Fucking
right.
garbage is trash.
All
Let's
I
let's do the top 10
remember
best
from that
albums of the
movie
year.
is That one song by Seal.
Well, that
Summer Rose.
yeah, that was
Forever, though.
that wasn't Forever. That was Batman and Robin.
The best one.
No, it was.
No, it was not the
It was the
best
Val Kilmer one.
one. It was not the Val Kilmer one.
Kiss from a Rose? No, I think that
So
was that
moving
one.
on, these
Yeah.
we're gonna end
I'm
up.
pretty sure.
We're gonna end out the show with the top 10 best albums
She's right. It's from Batman Forever.
of the year. Okay.
Thank you.
Then how was that not higher than that?
I don't know. First album on that
No one
list.
understood
That
what the hell they
doesn't
were
make
talking about in the
sense.
song.
That doesn't make sense. So Radiohead, shit band, don't care.
Yep.
Sorry.
Oh.
Agreed. Oasis, shit band, don't care.
You know, Wonderwall was on here. That's why this was
It's the only good song on this.
Well, there's a
Kiss
couple
from
of.
a Rose was released in '94. Maybe.
And now-
That could be why.
Yeah, that would make sense.
That was
It was
Number
released
3,
in 95.
Smashing Pumpkins.
This is a good album.
Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness.
Great album.
Number 4, Pulp, Different Class.
Don't even know what that is.
Nope.
Number 5, Alanis Morissette, Jagged Little
I
Pill. Want you to know.
But the
Number
next
6,
album is,
Bjork, Post.
Don't know if it's pronounced, but
Yeah, Jagged Little Pill is amazing.
Number 7 is GZA, Liquid Swords, Jizza.
she's in.
You don't know Jizza?
Swords.
Don't know that one.
Jizza is, wasn't he Wu-Tang?
It could
Yeah,
be.
it's got the Wu-Tang logo on his
Yeah.
outfit there, buddy.
I couldn't tell from here.
Yeah, I was not. At 10 years old, I was not bumping.
Oh, there.
Yeah.
I was looking at his
Wu-Tang.
left arm.
I was not allowed to
Oh, it is
listen
his
to that.
left arm.
Number 8 is Elliott Smith by Elliott Smith. Original. Good job, Elliott Smith. You really nailed it.
Self-titled.
Number 9 is PJ Harvey, Bring You to My Love.
To bring you my love.
To bring.
No, it's Bring You to My Love. Dyslexia. Number 10 is Wowie Zowie by Pavement. And those are
another thing I've never heard of.
the top 10 albums of 1995.
95 was an interesting year.
It was. What are your highlights? If you had one thing to pick, best thing of your highlight from this year.
Most memorable?
Oh shit, that's
Sure.
animated. That's cool.
Rob, there you go. I was gonna say put you back up.
Toy
I had to
Story.
get back to the right place.
Toy Story is probably the most memorable, or Nitro.
Goofy movie.
Did you watch it when it came out?
Goofy movie?
I actually would have to give it to Toy Story. I didn't see Goofy Movie in 95.
Yeah, I don't think I
did.
watched it when it first came out. I
Saw
think it was
Goofy
one of
movie
those
in
ones.
Theaters, my friends.
I think it
I
was.
did not.
I think it was one of those ones when it came out on videos when I got around to watching it. I think it was like a year or two after.
It couldn't have been that long since I saw it, afterwards that I saw it, but
I think it would have to be Goofy movie and Yoshi's Island.
See, I didn't play that at launch.
You did.
yeah, me neither.
So that was our info about this fine year of 1995. We hope you guys enjoyed. There's one that I actually took over and answered some stuff and said some stuff.
He read the notes.
I did. With, I didn't
pre-work.
sound like a robot.
What are you pointing at me for? You.
Pointing at him.
Am I a robot?
You're pointing at the audience. when you
You're
do
very
that.
newsy when you do it.
Because I'm delivering information.
It's not conversational.
Y'all
We're not
can
watching the
make fun of
news.
each other later.
Jesus.
We're not-
Quarter after
this
10.
isn't
Y'all,
the
let's wrap
Fox.
this up.
Yes, please.
Jesus.
So what do we got coming up?
You
Oh yeah,
can
check us
leave
out.
now, Kevin.
Check us out on Saturday.
Third.
We were gonna do Cooking with Rabbit tomorrow, but unfortunate situations come up, so we're gonna do it on Saturday at I think I said 4 p.m. 5 p.m. I can't
You
remember.
said 4 p.m.
Was it 4?
Your show.
I couldn't remember what I put. And then nothing on Sunday,
How you
Monday.
doing, buddy?
Next Wednesday we got our next episode of NAW Wrestling. No. And Thursday we're back here at it
Some
again. What do
rock
we got
faces
next
some more.
Wednesday or next Thursday?
Next Thursday, we're talking about SummerSlam.
We're gonna be doing episode 45 or 46 of the Weekly Dosage. Episode 5 of 3 Second Tan,
Yeah, I think we're on 5 now.
and then it starts over again. So that being said, we'll see you guys next week. See you guys on Saturday. Come and join. Those of you who started subbing.
Episode 5.
Exceline King, you're gone, but thank you. And Brittany, thank you for showing up. If you guys could hang out and
for the
talk to
follows.
us and
We appreciate it.
come watch us on Saturday.
Peace.
Deuces, y'all.
Till next time, guys.
Have a good night.